All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are here finally. As usual, Ham Solo's PC was cooking.
Sure.
It needed help. I mean, it did. So we had to wait. It's no problem. It's no problem. There was no issues on my end, of course. You know, the God tier PC is always ready for prime time. Let's go! Everybody else, maybe not my mic on occasion, but hopefully the mic is right. I had to do some calibrations.
Yeah,
hopefully this will be right.
You had to recalibrate that PC.
Nah, sucker, it's this goddamn Go XLR and the mic and me tripping. I don't know, man. Wave XLR do not work. So I'm probably eventually going to have to, not only what we talked about earlier, I succumb to the throat needle, and I'm going to go ahead and get on StreamYard. And so
yeah, PC couldn't keep up with OBS.
Listen, it's working fine. Look, we looking crisp. We looking crispy right now. Looking good and crispy.
Are you playing this game?
Yeah.
You're playing Sandland?
Yes.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Yes.
I almost bought that game yesterday. I almost bought it yesterday.
Really?
And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Because you know, like, hey Meg, I told you, like, I'm so like knee deep in the Fallout, so like I can't really justify it quite. Like I'm knee deep in the Fallout. I still need to play Yams because I'm able to do that, and I still got to beat Tales of Kenzera. So it's like I got 3 games that I'm dealing with right now, but I'm looking. But you know, I want Sandland. I want that.
I would say to wait for a minute.
Toriyama joint.
I would say wait for a minute and catch it on a good sale. It's a very slow start, very slow burn. But
I like slow though.
But
Fallout's slow.
Yeah, oh yeah, Fallout is really slow. But the pickup of where you start getting, because you know it's following anime, and you know how those animes can get cheesy and slow in the beginning and then rev up.
Yeah.
Now where I'm playing at now, it's revving up and it's starting to get interesting. So I'm like, oh, and then the combat's getting better and all of that. So you know, you could just enjoy the gameplay. I mean, it's a pretty ass game. You know what I'm saying? The animations is wild. So
it looks amazing.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I'm a Toriyama fan for sure.
Oh yeah, it's all his stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I grew up with Dragon Ball, so like I gotta be a Toriyama fan, right? And
oh yeah, same.
Yeah, so like I'm just excited to get into this game. But I've been telling myself, you know, maybe try to catch it on a sale. Yeah, because with so many games to play and Hellblade right around the corner, like I shouldn't be trying to like. I mean, as a adult, I shouldn't be trying to pay full price on something that I know is going to go down very soon. Probably
by the time that you play it, right? That's how my whole mindset has turned and changed. It's like, look, it's not like I'm going to get this game, but I'm going to. But it's not going to kill me to wait when I know that it's not going to be a game that I'm going to play day one at that point. Like Hellblade, everything else is going to be put on the back burner for Hellblade for me. But Sandland
ain't gonna kill Toriyama either. He already gone.
Right.
So like, so I can wait. I can wait a little bit and still be able to play this game and have a good time. I'm extremely excited for it. Don't let these fools on Twitter and all these other different social medias tell you that you gotta spend shit day one if you don't need it. Care about your pocket more than you care about making these motherfuckers care at all about anything. Like, fuck these motherfuckers.
Facts. Real talk. Real fucking talk. Like, there's gonna be a lot of something tells me there's gonna be a lot of
It just is what it is.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure where that noise came from. Trying to figure where that's coming.
This PC struggling now, and you don't know.
No. I'm trying to figure out what's happening with the what is going on here. Oh, it must be something on. Oh, okay. It was picking up the voice from. Is that what's happening right now? No. Okay, all right. No, I was like, what the hell is going on? I was so glad that was muted because I had Twitter in the background and it was scrolled on something where this girl, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, and so anyway, it was some chick right here, and she's in yeah, she's over here spanking and she's over here talking real nasty, like a porn chick. And I'm like, what? Okay. I'm like, whoa, what is happening here? I'm like, I'm not, what is happening? Okay. All right.
What do you be watching?
Man, Twitter's a wild space, man. That all the stuff that I got access to on Twitter, man, that some people be saying, where do you find this stuff? That's what's dad. That's his dad. But he, that looks like Deborah. That looks like Deborah. Right. It's Deborah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But he's I mean, because Deborah is Satan in the universe. I don't know that part. I don't know. I don't, because I never watched the anime.
Motherfucker's taking secrets to the grave with him.
Bro, I have no idea. Like anybody that's watched the anime of Sandland, please let me know. But yeah, I said, that is Deborah.
They could easily mash up those two and have Sandland be like ground forces, rewards and stuff like that. They could totally do that. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, Frieza would wipe their ass off the map in one spray. But
well, hold on.
But you see what I'm saying?
But he did bring up the Red Army, the old guy,
Red Ribbon.
Yeah, he did say the Red Army. So this could be linked to DBZ in some kind of way and be like an alternative universe. I don't know. That old guy back there behind little dude, behind the main dude, like him right here. He was talking about the Red Army, and so I'm like,
Red Ribbon.
He said the Red Army, but I don't. Did he say the Red Ribbon? But I know he said the Red Army, which made me think of the Red Ribbon Army. So, and the way that they looked in they're dressed just like the Red Ribbon Army. So I don't know. But this is set where demons and fiends are part of this world or whatever, and so there was an experiment that happened that they were trying to control the weather, and the humans were. And anyway, they got into a war, and a person blew up this weather machine, and so it brought endless drought across the world. And so the human race is dying, and so now even the fiends are suffering because they have been kind of, they've been, doing whatever they do to harass humankind, or but like they've come into the realization that they need the humans to thrive themselves. And so it's kind of crazy. So that's why dudes come there and talk to the demons and say, look, I need your help so we can try to make the solution to try to fight against the Red Army and find the secret spring. It's kind of crazy. So I don't know, but it's getting interesting now. So, but
have you had the chance to play Kakarot?
I do, and I've started it, but I have not played it heavily. No.
I was just going to ask you: is the traveling from place to place, is it better than that? Because I liked that you could fly in Dragon Ball Z, but I felt like there are so many things that are trying to just bother you on your way to getting to a mission, and like at first it's cool, but then it gets old. It's like, all right, motherfucker, this is the same dudes keep bothering me. And like I'm 10 levels later, same like same type of, I mean, like maybe a different type of enemy technically, but like but it looks like based on what I'm looking at right now, it looks like it's more of a choice than a task.
Yeah, no, like there are fast travels. So you get towards, because at first I was like, am I going to just ride this damn little buggy across this area? And it's not, and it's semi open world. It's not full open world, not yet anyway. So at this point, you drive vehicles, and later on you get tanks and stuff like that. But then there's fast travel places to where you can go and kind of zip to where you want to go and then backtrack, because there's places that you can't reach at the beginning of the game. So yeah. So there's a lot of things that's in this game that you know.
I'll just keep my eye on it. I know we need to keep it moving.
Yeah, we got to keep it moving. I know, talking about Sandland, but yeah, no, but I'm glad he was checking out the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? So people can look and see it. I think the game is entertaining. It's a little slow at start, but you know, once you pick it up, it starts getting pretty good. The story is now getting pretty interesting. So you know, so yeah. Anyway, check it out. Let me go ahead and read what Yobi said to me. He was like, couldn't make the fight night last night. I was dead tired from work. No, it's okay, brother. It's okay. Everybody else that was supposed to be, Ham included, Ham, Husky, Viper, and Sir X-Man, we were all supposed to come in and play some Mortal Kombats, and Injustice 2.
I just flat out forgot.
Yeah, no, yeah. And when I seen Ham on there and then Sir X-Man was going to hit you out, I was like, nah, let him cook. I said, because I know how I get, you know. Yobi could tell you, like, if I'm locked in a game, don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? I'm busy. So it's not, so I get it. So and you've been playing Fallout like crazy, so just let them cook. But Husky and Viper were nowhere to be found. Sir X-Man did come. We played some Mortal Kombat. We played Mortal Kombat 10, which if anybody knows me, I hate Mortal Kombat 10 with a passion. And that's only because I didn't put a lot of time in Mortal Kombat 10, so I'm not very good at it. But I actually put some hands on Sir X-Man with that, but Sir X-Man was putting hands on me with Rambo in Mortal Kombat 11. I was getting kind of pissed off. Now, I will not, there's no excuse. Sir X-Man was putting hands on me with Rambo, but I was playing through the cloud because I was over here talking shit to Sir X-Man last night saying, man, you should have had the game downloaded. And so when I looked and thought that I had Mortal Kombat 11 downloaded, I didn't. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to play it through the cloud. So while I was streaming, while I was downloading Mortal Kombat, I was playing the game on the cloud. It actually ran really, really damn good. And it played, and it there was times it dropped to maybe 720p, but it played mostly at 1080p. And the controls were pretty smooth. So, you know, there was a couple of times where it must have hit something and there was a little bit of lag, but there was no excuse. You know, Sir X-Man was putting hands on me with Rambo there for a little bit, but then I had to come with Kung Lao and then, I think her name is Centurion or whatever her name is, the chick that's like with the earth and everything. It's Corona's daughter, Cronika's daughter. But yeah, and so I was like, okay, I can't let Sir X-Man do this to me. But yeah, he did a great fatality on me with Rambo, which I never seen that fatality either with Rambo. And I was playing with Raiden, and I had a nasty variance that I didn't know what I was doing with him. And so, you know, but shout out to Sir X-Man. He stayed up late. He stayed up until like 2 o'clock playing. So it was a good time. It was good stuff. So shout out to the brother. So anyway, we do got a lot to talk about tonight. Today, this afternoon. I'm so used to doing shit at night. First, let's start off. Yeah, man, we're gonna start off with this Helldrivers thing, man. We talked about this on Friday, right? And you know, and I asked the question because something told me, and listen, I agreed with your stance on this. With a lot of people's like, man, just you know what I'm saying, stop bitching so much. Let's enjoy the gaming. It's whatever. But I also said the PC community is the Wild Wild West, you know, and if there is something that they're adamant about that they don't like, they're not going to back down. Now, there was some of us on the panel. There was some of y'all on the panel. I don't know if it was you, but I know I remember it was one or two of the guys that was thinking that, nah, PlayStation's going to get what they want, you know, big company, whatever. And I'm like,
no, I'll go ahead and tell you specifically right now what I said. I said that people should shut the fuck up and they should quit bitching. Mm-hmm. And they should take care of and if they get this Sony thing and whatnot, if it doesn't harm or keep you from being able to play the game, right, just do it. Like, shut the fuck up, right? But there was that caveat that I said, if it's not keeping you from playing the game, that caveat ruined the whole argument. Because people were not able to access the game.
Right. Yeah. That changed the whole thing. Yeah.
So since they can't access the game, well, you know what? I can't help you out with that one, Sony. Like, that's the moment where I'm like, oh, excuse me. Can I just get out of the way? Just turn to the side and let them all go ahead and walk through. It's like I can't even argue on that one, dog. Go ahead and get him.
Yeah,
he's stepped in some shit. I can't co-sign that,
bro. It's pretty nuts. And when it actually came out, like I was understanding, like the PC community, when they're adamant about something, they are adamant, right? And I was
and sometimes it comes off as bitchy. It really does.
Right. No, and I feel that. And I was kind of like in between. Like if you remember me talking about it Friday night, like I'm like, I feel what y'all saying. Like, man, just game. It's not that big of a deal. But the one thing that I took from it that I agree with the PC community about, don't come with some new shit in the middle of when the game is out now. Like the game has already been out now. If this was a requirement from the get, then that's something different. You know what I mean? Then you can make that decision with your wallet day one. But the game's already doing this. We all know, even the PlayStation stands know, the reason why Sony wanted to start get those requirements is because they wanted to mask those numbers, because now we can have that true discussion of what some of these Sony PlayStation fans has been talking about, like, oh, this game was doing better on PlayStation than what it was doing on the PC. No, it was not. We now know the truth. The PC community has been holding Helldrivers down. And so much so.
I don't know why that was ever a argument. Like, bro, anybody that knows gaming, even if you was ignorant enough, like, I mean, there are certain things that we just don't want to acknowledge as people, but it just is what it is. I'm sorry I interrupted you, brother. Go on.
No. You're fine. But to me now, we look at it and we see what's going on, right? Like, and now it's more clear than ever that PlayStation needs PC more than what a lot of people speculated. They need them more than ever. So the question of, are we going to start seeing games becoming closer day and date on PlayStation, from PlayStation to PC, that's a done deal. It's already happening. But to see PlayStation succumb to the throat needle, that to me is incredible, right? Because it just shows it bleeds. You know what I mean? If it bleeds, we can kill it. The PC community has shown the Xbox community and the Xbox staff out there, look, if you're adamant enough about what you want Xbox to do and what Xbox needs to do, stay strong and firm about what your beliefs are. Now, if you don't want a lot of exclusives to come over to PlayStation, keep your stance. If you are cool with some games coming over to PlayStation, but there's games like Halo or Hellblade or Indiana Jones or something like that, where you're saying, no, fuck that, no Xbox, then you stand your ground. The PC community, regardless of what some people may feel about the PC community, they don't back down from shit. They don't. And they went against a company that supposedly had all this leverage and made them succumb to the needle, or as some people would say, bend the knee. They changed that quickly.
Supposedly, because the leverage is not really there. like the leverage that the leverage that people think Sony have just because they're in first place, I think is way taken out of context by a lot of different peoples. They have a leverage in their lane, only. You do not have you do not have the ability to line step in other areas, in other markets, and tell others how they're supposed to. I mean, that's why they ask for, there's always a section in any kind of, like, you scroll to the bottom of YouTube, you scroll to the bottom of your favorite website, there's support questions.
Yeah,
Sony be spamming that support question when it comes to when it comes to PC and just outside of console kind of stuff. They think that they could put their foot down because they're so used to doing it in the console market. You can't come over somewhere else. I mean, You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be able to put your foot down, in your local dealership or whatnot. Go try to put your foot down at Ferrari.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't Chevy, motherfucker. You better button up your shirt. You know what I'm saying?
You better act accordingly.
Doing. Like, this is a different world over here.
Right. And that's the one thing too, is that like the Xbox community can learn from this in a lot of ways. Not saying that, like, listen, the cryberries say, oh, I don't like, all these Japanese games. No. Ignore those people and ignore the people that have been hollering and screaming pro Xbox stuff for all these years. And then all of a sudden now they're saying that they're PlayStation fans or that they got rid of their Xbox. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. They never were truly an Xbox fan to that level. And again, it's nothing wrong with being a fan of something, because everybody is a fan of something to some degree, right? Like, everybody has a preference of what they like and what they look. They may like other things, but they know what they like more than anything. And if you are a true Xbox fan, then you will stand accordingly. And the Xbox community stood on a lot of good things that Xbox, or stood on things what Xbox was trying to pull the wool over our eyes with some crazy shit. Like, I remember I forget what it was, but it was something to do with changing, I forgot what it actually was, but it was a couple of years ago. If it wasn't, it was in 2022, I believe, in the beginning of 2022, or it was in 2021, whatever. And then the Xbox community was like, nah. And then Xbox changed up, like, nah, okay, we was wrong for it. We tried to throw a little something at you and it didn't work. Make your stance about, if you're really that adamant about the games, right? About exclusives going over to PlayStation, be mindful though that that it shouldn't be every Xbox game that needs to stay at home base. You want Xbox to do the things that they're doing, but you also want to make sure that, listen, if you're one of those people that's saying that the Xbox the Xbox console, from your thought process of it is that it needs these certain exclusives to make that console still feel valid to those gamers, then stand your ground on that. Make them be heard. Not trying to call them out their names or calling people this and that. Like, do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff that make your voice be heard on that. But I am cracking up at the fact that these PlayStation stands, like, they were so, see, that's the thing. They think that everything that PlayStation does and do, because of how the media projects PlayStation, that nobody can fight them or nobody can go against them. That PlayStation will always get what they want. Not on this one, Jack. Not on this one. And it's so crazy that I don't know if you've seen this before we started the show. I just seen it maybe about an hour ago, where
don't say it.
What?
Don't say it.
Well, no, because it might be something different. But where the devs at Helldrivers are pleading to the PC community, is like, can you please reverse those bad ratings, please? Can you change those bad reviews now, since we've done this? And you know what the PC community said? Nah, you ain't met all our demands. You ain't met all our demands. Until every last one of those gamers that had access to the game gets to play the game, then we'll reverse the rating. That is super clout.
So there's still folks out here with no access.
Yes, they still don't have access yet,
and they want people to reverse their reviews.
Right, because they said this game could be a game of the year. This game has got the potential to be a game of the year because it's the most sold game in 2024 right now. And so these good ratings will help us get to that point. And so the PC community is like, yeah, we'll change that shit, but not until you meet all our demands. That is clout at the top tier, bro. That shit is impressive. That shit is highly impressive. Highly impressive. Highly impressive.
That's that's mad embarrassing for Sony and Helldrivers and whatnot. It is.
Bro, I've never seen Sony this vulnerable ever.
I mean, you can't give up the panties and then ask for your sweetness back. Like, you can't do that.
It is.
You can't give up the panties and ask for your sweetness back. Right, you already gave it up. It's gone.
That cookie is gone. That cookie is giving up. That cookie is gone, son.
That cookie is digesting.
You can't get it back. You can't do no recycling. It ain't you can't be a recycled virgin anymore, young lady. It is, man. That cookie is gone
and digested.
It is done. It is done. So what's your thoughts about that? Because also, I don't know where you thought because I need to know what you thought I was going to go, but your thoughts about that situation, and what did you think that I was going to say beforehand, before I told you that information?
I thought you were going to switch the subject, and I don't want to even say it right now.
Okay, all right.
Because it's unnecessary. Okay. It's unnecessary, and it's outside of this subject.
Okay. So
right. I'm just gonna let that cook for a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, for this situation, it's just kind of sad, you know. I mean, if you're gonna have a bunch of people do something that you know, or here it is, that's how you know they don't know the PC community,
right?
Is because they were willing to just roll this sucker out and just let it happen. They're so used to that, right? Just like rolling something out and just. That's it. Deal with it. And then PC folks was like, "Nah, motherfucker, deal with this."
Yes. Yes.
And that blowback was something fierce, man. He opened the door, got that backdraft. That shit ain't playing around. That shit was embarrassing. But all in all, as much as we're sitting here clowning on Sony, good for them for doing it. Because honestly, a lot of us expected them to stand on business and ride it all the way into the fucking end of the earth. So, like, good for them for doing so. That doesn't mean that just because you did that, you deserve an immediate kudos on it. Like, you deserve a thanks for somewhat listening and not doing that, but like, yeah, let's make sure to give everybody the access back that they had, if that's still an ongoing issue, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, no,
you paid for a game. Yeah. If you paid for a game and you're able to play it yesterday, or if you've been saving up money and you just got the opportunity to buy the game, and here you are, all of a sudden you can't play it, and then you hit up your boy that lives down the street, and he's like, I can't play it either because of this new rule. I mean, that's wild. You can tell people, oh yeah, go on ahead and get your refund all you want, but if you're looking forward to something, you don't want a fucking refund.
Right.
You want access. Right. So, yeah, in that sense, yeah, just make sure everybody can get the opportunity to play their damn games. I don't really have much more to say than that, K-Meg.
Yeah, no, okay. I think that it's I love it. I do. Because it's the people, and this can go for anything, right? Like this is not only just for just gaming. This is anything in the life. Like, if the communities in this country or in the world wants to stand up to these corporations to let them know that they are not pleased with some of the things that they're doing, this shows you that that the people have the power, because we're the ones that keep these businesses going. Like, there's a lot of people that keep forgetting that. Unfortunately. And then, like, when you have media outlets that that keeps throwing at you, PlayStation knows best, PlayStation is too powerful, there's nothing that can stop this company is thriving, it can do whatever they want to, they can even contradict themselves in, you know what I'm saying, within a day, and still the media is going to give that particular company all the praise or whatever. Still, that should let the people pay attention and open their eyes about, no, hold on. This doesn't smell right. This doesn't pass the smell test. So anyway, it's pretty crazy. But Sir X-Man in the super chat, man, thank you. Appreciate that. He said, hit that like button and share everyone. Indeed. He said, let's go. Let's go. I did your turn. Sony has succumbed to the throat needle. The backtrack. Now Sony thinks about the players. No, Sony is over here saving face. At least what we know. Now, see,
they're just saving face.
Yeah, if Jim Ryan was still at the helm, do you think that he would have backed down? Or do you think that he still would have stood? Oh, you think just because of how bad this got? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, obviously, if the higher ups were willing to do this now, then he would have got a call from somebody saying, "You better do something about this." So like, so I think even if Jim was still there, they would have walked it back. I'm just surprised that they actually did it. But yeah. I think this was above Jim Ryan's pay, even above Jim Ryan's pay grade on needing to walk it back. Just seeing the kind of money that they were raking in from something like this. One thing I do want to go on the record of saying is this in particularly didn't affect me.
No,
I was willing to sign the terms and whatever for it. Didn't bother me at all. I was more than willing to just, do it and keep it moving, because the way I was looking at it as Sony was going to give me more safety or anything like that. I'm looking at it the way I was looking at my Xbox and shit like that, where, I'm signing the PlayStation. Does that mean I'm going to get the trophies? Does that mean I'm going to be able to, if I cop this game on PlayStation, that my progress goes over? Like, I'm looking at it in that aspect of what good can come out of it. So like I was totally fine with doing something. Like, it didn't bother me at all. Hearing that other people can't play it, like I said, that was my one caveat about it earlier, and it's still kind of a shit thing as it is now, because I always said it was shit for Loke whenever he wasn't able to play, or even purchase. He wasn't able to purchase like God of War when it came out. Remember his struggle of going through God of War Ragnarok? How he lost access to his own card because he had to try to get it the long way, because Sony doesn't provide service in his country. Well, looks like all that frustration Loke had, he gets to now sit back and laugh.
Right.
Because that shit finally caught up with Sony.
Yep. No, it did. And that's the one thing that is, it's incredible to me that and see, like, we're from the outside look at, like, us in the US, we have so many more benefits than a lot of people in the world.
Right, so it doesn't bother us.
So it doesn't bother us.
Right?
We don't really think about this, but this is where the internet is a treasure, because we get to know, because as fellow gamers, I don't want other gamers not to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, I picked up Helldrivers because I want to play with other people, because the game is enjoyable. You got a good, solid game, and you fuck it up by going out and being greedy because of the people that is supporting your PlayStation console is not supporting your PlayStation software. So now you got to show face for your investors, and it becomes all corporate now because you got to save face to look goody-goody in front of certain people that don't give a fuck about gaming. Nah, I commend the PC community for it. When it first came out, I was on your side on it with, like, oh, come on, guys, it's not that. But then once everything started to come out of, like, you need to play, they implemented this in the middle of when this game came out. And see, this was crazy to me because I think I signed up for it for PSN right when it first came out. I think I don't recall. No. But no, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't remember. I just know that I just signed up. I just signed up for whatever and just loaded up and things. But then when that big update came, all of a sudden, and maybe because I already have a PSN account, maybe I didn't have to sign up anything. But that I guess the Nouveau or whatever. There was a lot of people that was pissed off about. That's the reason why Don didn't get it, because he was talking about there's companies that can access your information without you giving them the permission. So maybe I didn't sign into it, and then because of whatever that was implemented into the into Helldivers 2, it because I already have a PSN account, that it just automatically coming in. Because I'm telling you this, and this is no lie, swear to God, when I got the update yesterday, because I was like, oh, let me see if PSN is going to ask me to sign in or whatever. It didn't. It just updated, and then right after that, I got an email from PlayStation saying, hey, for democracy and freedom, here's what we want you to do. And then advertising for different stuff. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't sign in for anything. So did I in the beginning? I don't believe I did. And that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think I did, but because I'm already signed in on other games, then, and I already got a PSN account, then that's what it was. So I have no idea. But, listen, the Tom Warren put out an article, and this is the question that I want to ask you, Ham, and people in the chat, please let me know what you think about this. He thinks that what PlayStation tried to pull is going to scar them going forward. And it could have a big problem if PlayStation decides if they want to bring their PS launcher on the PC, that those Steam players or the PC community is going to look at that sideways and say, nah, I'm not fucking with your games unless you bring them on the Steam. Do you think that that's a possibility, or do you think that people will kind of let this go since PlayStation willingly succumb to the throw needle?
As I've heard from many ponies in the past, I'm using their own, ideas against them, right? First impression matters, right? First impressions matter. I've heard that so many damn times, it's ridiculous. First impressions matter. So this is your first impression on PC. Like, sure, you had other games on there and whatnot, but this was like your big moment of adjustment to PC properly, right? And we already know that you're coming out with like a launcher at some point. Like, we assume that's what you're going to be doing. We assume that, that's happening because we're getting overlays. You're going to be able to, have more ease between PC and the PlayStation itself, and they're going to share some trophies in some aspects and whatnot. It's okay to have things locked down behind signing up for PlayStation, sure, right? But let's not stop in the middle of the fucking. Let's not stop in the middle of the surgery and go have lunch.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like you're in the middle of trying to get this thing running properly, and you need all eyes and all attention to it right now. And you're just like, I'm gonna do something else, but I'm gonna make these folks feel it anyways, right? I'm getting paid by the hour over here. I'm gonna go eat some lunch, and they ain't gonna notice. It ain't gonna be any big deal. They ain't gonna notice that extra little charge on the account for the hour that I spent to go eat lunch.
Right.
Facts. Right? They ain't gonna see that. They just gonna sign it and take care of it. Not knowing that the insurance company like, yo, we ain't covering this. We seen what you was doing. We ain't covering that.
Right.
Your customer's gonna have to pay out of pocket for that. Nah, the customer's like, nah, I ain't doing that. That's some shit that was out of my control, and you taking advantage of me right now.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Like I said, that first initial impression means something. And just think about it research wise for Sony. They just realized how many countries, sure, they may have had an idea of like, how many people that they were neglecting. But now they know the real business and how much people they've really been neglecting and how many Steam has really given access to.
Right.
So now your concern also isn't just this game, but it's also how am I going to be able to holla at these governments and get access in their territory.
Bro.
This is so much bigger than just this situation. Like, let's go a little further, right? Because now you got to figure out, how am I going to get this launcher for them? How am I going to localize this stuff for these people over here? We've been lazy with them for years, or maybe we aren't the best of friends with those people, or this region or whatever. And now you're getting told by people that you don't fuck with, that you went out of your way to ignore, to fix your shit. Right. And you can't tell them to fix their shit. Like, think about that, right? Imagine blaming the fucking mechanic that in writing a fucking 0 out of 5 review for that mechanic just to find out that he's the only motherfucker open on Sunday and you need it now.
Oh man, that's bad.
You gotta go. That's how Sony's feeling right now. They the mama, they the Karen that just left that sad review, and they gotta go fuck with them again. They tire flat. Oh. they radiated crack. They need some they need some help right now. It ain't good. I mean, bro, Spider-Man said it. J Max said it earlier. 177 countries, bro.
177 countries. All because they wanted
MAU. That's not a few bucks.
No.
That's millions of dollars. Maybe tens of millions of dollars. So it's like, man, that's mad crazy to think that not only do you have to backtrack on, we can't do the Sony thing now, but also going forward, making our own launcher, how are we going to be able to attract those folks? Do we even make our own launcher yet? Because right now, you go back and you think about it, and it's like, wow, y'all are so unprepared. Then you're more unprepared than we thought you were.
Right.
Because that's a lot of countries that don't have access. I'm not over here saying that Microsoft or Steam has access to the whole world. Nobody has access to the whole world.
Right.
Nobody does. Except maybe some sort of wild military that ain't supposed to. But like, nobody has access to the entire world. Not even the entire world's completely, up to par to even be able to take advantage of all this stuff. Some people out there living in the 50s still, damn near. But it's just like, if Steam is 177 countries ahead of you in support,
man,
that's something that you need to consider.
Exactly.
100%. Spider-Man says Windows is in every country, but not all support in each country is the same.
Right. No, he's right.
Because I know for a fact that Loke had to damn near hit up Microsoft and tell them, hey, you forgot us. We're not getting rewards. And they're like, oh.
Yeah. That's why I sit there and he when he sit there and I reached out to some people. Yeah. Got back to him. Yeah. You're right. Right.
Yeah, like Loke is the man of the people out in Africa. Yeah, I'm admitting it. that he lives in Africa. Yeah, I'm admitting it.
No, but he got family in Africa. Let's not lie. He got family in Africa. He's in Wakanda, Texas. Come on now.
but yeah, he spoke out and Microsoft listened and they fixed part of it, which is what they're supposed to do. It's wild that it took. I mean, just imagine that. And I'm not saying that Microsoft will succumb to everything that easily. But just think about that in just, you know, just for a moment. One person hit up Microsoft and said, "Hey, we don't have rewards here." And they fixed it. But it took a game getting tanked.
Yeah.
Like this for Sony to listen.
Now,
talk about stubborn.
Now, Ham, this is something else, and people in the chat. Now, here we go. I'm gonna put on the tinfoil hat. How important is those reviews and those numbers? Why is it that people aren't looking at this and saying, "Yo, damn, is it that serious for Sony to have these type of accolades to brag about?" And then when people say Xbox tax, because every game that maybe go damn near every game, PlayStation mostly wins against Xbox or the competition because the numbers have to be right. Those Metacritic scores have to be higher. Like, I mean, really think about that. Like, does that seem like now you can connect the dots? Like, Sony was so adamant about wanting to have, as what people call the MAUs, that they were willing for 177 countries, all those gamers that bought the game, to say, "Nah, man, you know what? Sorry." But like you said, we standing on business. We got to keep these. We got to have these high accolades so this game could be a nominee for Game of the Year. So when it comes on Keely's show, people can see that this is why we're the market leader. Fuck all these people that bought the game in these 177 countries. We gotta have those accolades. Now, does it all kind of make sense now of why some of the media that we've been saying for years is on the take is really on the take, or am I just being a little wild with this now?
In my opinion, it kind of goes back to like how influential bombing can be. Mm-hmm. And how real bombing actually is to these video games. Right? Because I feel like, at least in the past like year, but I know it's been longer than that, that there have been games that get bombed on Steam and stuff like that, and people want to act like that it ain't really getting bombed. That's just how it is. Right. And it's just like, nah. Starfield in particular, that got bombed out the wazoo. But nobody wants to talk. Nobody wanted to talk about that. They said no, it was just a bad game. No, it wasn't.
It got bombed. It got bombed so bad that it didn't even get nominated for Game of the Year, or for damn near anything.
Exactly. And it's crazy because a lot of the people that actually played and beat the game were like, "Oh man, this game's great. This game's fire. This game's fun. This game's good."
Great.
But like everyone's like, "But look at the user score. The user score pretty much means it ain't great." So by that logic, I'm saying now look at Helldivers. Is that a bad game?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It tanked.
It got review bombed. Because that shit actually happens. And it is important for a game, as you see. Because it keeps a game from being able to get nominated or to properly get nominated, right?
Yeah.
Take all that shine away. And it don't look good, even though it's a phenomenal game and it's a great game and a ton of people played the game and the game was in the top 10, top 5 or whatever for most games played on a console. It's not good because of the user score all of a sudden.
Bro.
And it don't matter that you, your mama, and everybody in the world was fucking with it. The user score.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I'm saying, like, there has to be some kind of regulation for review bombing. There has to be. Or there has to be some, or they have to really take away Metacritic scores and have something else in its place, because it doesn't make sense. No game deserves a 0, and most games do not deserve a 100. like the whole system is completely broken.
I don't know how you fix that though when there's
don't
just an undoubtable amount of bias that's just is.
That's what I'm saying. Like people got to be recognized. Like if a person gives a 0, like I think that, and that's where I think that if and there'll be some of those people that don't care. But for the most part, people want their credibility to be, especially standing, if they're giving a proper review for a game. And if and so those companies, whatever, they have their names out, but for those people that's in the user spot, and if they can get exposed, because you know how people are like, oh, this person gave it a 0. Why did they give it a 0? And then you look and you see that if that person is a PlayStation everything content creator or fan, vice versa, if this is an Xbox, or a Nintendo fun thing, and they just gave this particular game that was on PlayStation, Xbox, whatever, a 0. Oh, now we know. And that should be, and then what Metacritic should do is then take out their vote, take out their vote, because they gave it anything that goes from a 0 to a 50, then, and they don't give a proper explanation. Or
you think it should be under review?
Yeah, it should be under review, and then should not
like anything above like anything under 50 and anything above like an 85 needs to be like under some sort of review.
I would go as far as saying 90. I would, but you can say 85. 85 is perfect.
I'd say 85 because of like aggregate score. Of like how this game's actually doing. If it's getting a lot of 90s and stuff like that, then it's like more understandable. But if a game's if a game's getting a lot of like 50s, 60s, and 70s, we got to understand why the hell you gave it an 87.
That's right. So yeah, that's perfectly right. It has to be some kind of way to police these people that just want to review bomb like that. That just doesn't make any sense now. And I do feel for the developers, because they're only doing what they can do, right? Like they didn't implement the rules what Sony did. I mean, Sony asked them to do. I mean, Sony published the game, so you got to talk to them. You got to agree to the terms of the money hat. But for them to come and ask and pretty much beg and plead for people to reverse those reviews, that tells me a lot of how this industry is beyond foul. You know what I'm saying? It's dirty work going on. It's been dirty work going on, but with these reviews, it's really nasty, dirty ass work going on. It's very problematic. So I don't know. Like, I mean, okay, so this just came in the mail today. This just came in the mail today. Yeah, right. So I'm saying, I got me my hard copy of Redfall, and when people gave it a really bad score, it was warranted for the bad scores. But 0 or 30. Nah, the game wasn't this bad to be a 30 or 40. If you wanted to give it a 60, okay. If you wanted to give it a 65, I'm with that. The way that this game launched, no, it deserved to get cooked. But 0,
I'd say like a 58.
You say when it launched? I say a 60, a 62, between 60 and 65.
Like a 58, and in my opinion, it was just. Like, bro, if I can't change the difficulty slider and I'm one-shotting everything, like, nah.
Yeah, no. I know it deserves to get cooked.
Like you're under the concrete right now for me.
I got you. I'm not debating on the game not getting like, if somebody gave it a 75 when it first launched, then that should be reviewed, right? That should be reviewed. But if it's in between, because wait a minute, this game ain't above average. Nah. Well, not when this game first launched, right? Now, you would probably give it what would you give it now? If you give it,
back? Man, now, now I'd give it like a. I feel biased because I already beat the game, right? But I'd give it like a 79 right now, maybe a 78.
I was going to say a 77,
respectively, because I played it after it was fixed, and I ain't never ran from vampires like that before,
bro.
Like I played it after it got fixed, and I was like, "Yo, this is like actually nerve-wracking now." Compared to before, where it was like I could get killed, but probably not. Now it's like I'm probably gonna die. Like now it's like I'm probably gonna die, and like I got my character mad leveled up and stuff like that. But it's just like you can't just like before. I used to just run and just gun and just like not even care because it was just so easy, even on the hardest difficulty. Now that they optimize, fix the game, and have it where it's supposed to, try to run out there like a fool now, you're gonna get cooked.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that was one of those things. And see, there's a whole nother discussion, but I will kind of throw this jab for the people that keep on trying to force these games to come out even earlier, or like with Starfield. Just think about how bad Starfield would have been if it launched when it was supposed to in 2021. Was it 2021 or 2022? 2022.
2022.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You're talking about when Starfield launched, or is 2023?
No. When it was supposed to launch, which was 2022.
Oh, in 2022, yeah.
Just think about how bad Starfield would have been. And on top of that, let's throw in the crowd that brings up 60 frames per second. So they gave a 60 frames per second mode, and the game launched in 2022. Starfield, we wouldn't be talking about Starfield the way that we're talking about it now.
Dude, like I said prior, there still wouldn't have been a 60 FPS mode. Even all the even if they would have launched the game then, all the way to now, there still wouldn't be a 60 FPS version. Because and I feel like I'm a broken record saying this, but I mean, people just need to realize what it is. FSR 3 wasn't out. FSR 3 came out like a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago at this point. It wouldn't have been 60 FPS now if you would have changed the date or whatnot, or if they would have came out earlier or something like that. The only reason it is now is because of FSR 3, and you can say thank you to EA and Ascendant Studios for the same thing with Immortals of Avium. Just got the exact same update that Starfield's about to give us.
Sure is, right?
Because of FSR,
right?
Because of FSR 3. So like this whole like, oh, they should have just waited, or they should have launched the game when it was complete. It was complete.
Yeah.
It was complete. Oh, they didn't. Todd Howard lied to us all and said it was the game's vision to be 30. It was.
Yes.
It literally was. Just because improvements happen in the future, I mean, are we not going to look and be honest with ourselves and say, Fallout 3 was built to be 30 FPS? Or are we going to lie to that? Because we just got an update for that. Are we going to say, man, they should have waited till now to drop Fallout 4?
Yeah.
They should have waited almost a decade? Oh, that was last gen. Okay. How about what is it called? Gotham Knights.
Right. Yeah.
How about all these other games that we just let pass, like Dragon's Dogma?
Yep.
Those games not finished?
Right. What was it? Plague's Tale Requiem?
Man. Bro. Don't even get me started on Cyberpunk.
Bro, all praise.
Cyberpunk don't even got the same goddamn schematics.
No, it's a whole different game now. And the game, one of my favorite games of all time, The Witcher 3. Let's be real about how that game played when it first launched. I had to put it on ice for about a year, almost 2 years before I went back to it and finished it, because it was so broken. I played through the brokenness. I put in about 200 hours going through the game. And then I said, okay, well, when they get the patch, Then I'll go back, and then they took forever to do the patches. They was working on Cyberpunk, and then went back, and then I finished it, and then I've been going back, and then they added more patches. I go back and I play it again. So listen, come on now, you're right, man.
Ray Cheese said the greatest video game of all time plays at 16 FPS. Legends of Zelda: The Ocarina.
I put that up there, right? I put that up there, right? Like that's the thing, like, yeah, bro. It is nuts. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you want these games to be at the play, if you're a frames per second whore now, then you got to get a PC, because the consoles is going to let you down every time, even when the new consoles come. When they're implementing these with this Unreal Engine 5, because listen, Unreal 5, I can't wait. And then all of a sudden, well, it's not when these games, because that's a resource hog, and until they implement it and get it right to where they can do an average game. I mean, a game that they make at 60 frames per second. That's probably until the end of the generation. Look at now some of the game, like, okay, for instance, Hogwarts Legacy, right? That game is Unreal Engine 4. And that game looks fantastic, looks beautiful. And that game, I don't know what it plays on consoles. You know what I'm saying?
I swear they did some absolute fucking, I don't know, they did some voodoo with that goddamn game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy how good that game looks. But that's when these devs, they had plenty of time, years of work with working with Unreal Engine 4. And then you see the result of it. Just let these devs figure out this. Unreal Engine 5 is fairly new. It's only been It's only been in the game for about 3 years now. Maybe not even that long. I don't know. People in the chat, let me know. I know it's not been that long, but you know what I'm saying. Just let the process work. But if you're claiming to be a console gamer only, then you can't bitch about 30 and 60 frames.
You can't be mad, man.
You can't be mad about it. Now, one of your options is fine.
At some point, you pull up at the races. You just got to acknowledge that you were in a Honda Civic. You just got to acknowledge that, man, this Honda Civic is fast.
Yes.
But that's a Dodge Viper. There's levels. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I mean, you can go around town, you can pull all the baddies all you want in your Honda Civic. It can be the flyest thing on your block. Mm-hmm. But bro, your lane is your lane.
Right.
And once you step up to that Ferrari, aka PC, versus a PS5 or a Series SX or whatever the hell you want to grab, Series fucking Z, PS7, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't. You're never gonna. I'm never gonna be able to get my stock Chevelle to be able to run as good as dude's Camaro that he custom built. Like, you're never gonna be able to chase that.
No.
You can even have a newer vehicle. This dude custom built his shit. He got it to work the way that he wants to. And because he's tired of yo shit, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to. He does like he's willing to do those updates, to do all the extra stuff that happens on the side, because he doesn't want to deal with the low performance of what you'll get out of something that costs $500. Your Ford Tempo will never be a Porsche. You got to go over there and take care of it, and you either need to go to the Porsche dealership, or you better fucking take your Tempo and get under the hood and get some shit cracked. Yep. Because you ain't never gonna buy something stock and have it beat a PC, especially one somebody was willing to build and put a little bit of change into.
Bro,
you just can't. Even some of the $800 PCs are mad cheap. If you're not into having 4K, you're going to smoke these consoles on FPS.
Yes.
Like, it just is what it is. Money is the motivation.
Yeah, that's it. And that's the one thing about it. Like, we've talked about this a lot of times. Like, PC is great, right? But console gamers, the reason why we're console gamers because we love the simplicity. We get a lot of bells and whistles that a lot of PC gamers don't because they may be nothing.
Quick resume.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah, quick resume. The play anywhere. All these different type of features that we get on these consoles are spectacular. Like, I mean, PC gamers are just now finally getting the access to where they can play games on the go. Saying through the Steam Deck and then the Rogue and all that other stuff, right? I mean, the Switch was doing this how many years ago? So it's, PlayStation gamers were doing this how many years ago with playing on the PSP? And
you talk about the Game Boy, bro. Like,
right.
Hell, you was able to connect those things to your GameCube, and you could play what are those? You could play the Game Boy games on your Super Nintendo back in the day because it had that accessible piece that you could plug into it in the cartridge slot. So. Yeah, you were able to do that stuff a long time ago.
Yeah, 4-player co-op. You know what I'm saying? Adding music to your games. You know what I'm saying? While you playing your game man, listen. I'm reading what my brother's saying. He says once they announced Starfield at 30 frames per second, I sold my Xbox and bought a PC. Yeah, brother, come on now. You did all that with all those features that the Xbox has. You give up your PlayStation for a PC with all those listen, for frames? Shit, good luck to you. Because you know what I'm saying? Listen, you might be having a good time with your PC, but man, you ain't telling the whole truth about what PC, so how shit can get crazy. How, like, if you get these certain like if you upgrade, when I upgraded to the 40 series cards, there was games when it first launched that would not play because they didn't have a patch for them. I had to wait 3 months before they got the patches for those games, for some of those games to work. And on top of that, because of the cores of my CPU, there's still a few games that I can't even play. Like Lost Planet 2. I can't play it. Technomancer. I was just talking about that on my thoughts last week. I love Technomancer on the PC. I prefer it better on the PC than I do the console. But I can't play it because of all the cores that I got on my CPU. It will not work, and that's because the devs didn't even kind of think about that when they were making the game. That type of shit, like, listen, that type of shit there's a lot of games that are affected like that, and it is what it is. Is PC fantastic? Absolutely, but you can't discredit the console.
It's the best place to game is PC. To be real, it's the best place to game. But it doesn't come without its separate consequences.
Right.
Sure.
Right. And so with consoles, you look at the simplicity, you look at all the features that these consoles bring. On top of that, they're bringing us crazy entertainment, not only from where you can buy movies, watch movies and things like that, but they're even producing shows. These console games are producing shows that people are falling in love with. So let's not get all crazy about disrespect consoles just because of frames fucking per second. That is just the stupidest shit to hear. Like, listen, if you want to go all PC, that is absolutely fine. You know what I'm saying? You just made your decision. But to all of a sudden say, like, I'm not understanding, well, I sold this and I sold that because of this and because of that. Like you were saying last week, Ham, how is that affecting your gameplay because these companies are deciding to do something that really is not, you know what I'm saying? If the doors close, how you said it was like if the doors close, then that's a different story. But is it really going to kill you that certain games is going to be played somewhere else? Is that going to affect you playing your games on Xbox? No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's not. And from a personal standpoint, from being a person that grew up selling shit to get to the next generation.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, selling your console to go PC is like, I don't know, man. That's like selling a burger to go to fucking Ruth Chris. You know what I'm saying? You might make $5 from selling that burger, but what the fuck are you gonna buy at Ruth Chris for $5?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you may get a couple $100 for selling your console, but I would honestly, and this is just me, I mean, you do what you do, but I would rather have that console as a backup if I'm going all PC, and I'd take Because all I'm gonna do selling that console for a couple $100, what? I'm gonna buy some RAM with it. I'm gonna buy what? I'm gonna buy another fucking. I might get lucky and pay for most of my CPU with it.
Right.
Like you ain't paying for the whole thing. Yes. If you really think that you're gonna sell your console to get something that's gonna work better on PC, then you're reaching for the skies a little bit,
bro.
You're not getting something for $500, $600, $700 unless you're only doing it for the frames. If you're only doing it for the frames, then I gotta still ask, why did you sell your console? Because what happens if you want to get more fidelity?
That's right. It's nuts.
So to me, it's just a bad call. It's just a bad call to. I mean, I don't see the point in selling my GMC Yukon that's only worth about $2,000, $3,000 if I'm gonna buy like a Viper or a Ferrari. Like I'm only gonna get a little bit of money for like selling that truck won't even take care of the taxes to get my plates. Like why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? Why not have a backup vehicle? Because fuck, I might not be able to drive this car because I can't afford the fucking plates for it. So I need something to drive in the meantime to get me to and from somewhere until I can afford to pay for these plates. Keep in mind, you probably shouldn't be buying a car if you can't afford the plates.
That's true.
But you see what I'm saying, K-Mag?
No.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to take away something that's a sure that's surely going to get me across the finish line to only have it barely support my next venture.
Yeah. But as I'm looking at my old gameplay of me playing Quantum Break, I'm like, I one time thought about, because I'm sure this game was 30 frames per second on the Xbox One.
Oh, it 100% was. And it was not a great 30 frames per second.
And I not one time gave a fuck about it because I enjoyed the game so much. I had so much fun playing it. Right? You know, and I got it on PC, and you know what? I've booted it up, but I haven't even ran any gameplay on the PC, and I'm sure it's going to play spectacular. But it does.
It looks great on PC.
Yeah, but that's the thing to me. It's just like, I don't know, man. Younger gamers just don't know how good they have it, in my opinion. And that's why I'm the old man in the yard saying, you silly ass kids, get off my lawn and go play at somebody else's house.
Oh yeah, I can feel the gray popping out my chin right now,
bro. Because I'm like, man,
talking about this stuff. I'm like, man, y'all don't understand the amount of accessibility y'all have for the price is wild. Like people are telling me to go buy my games, but back in the day, I remember going to Best Buy every other weekend to go get something, and I easily spent more at Best Buy than I did for a Game Pass subscription per month. So.
Facts.
Not Best Buy, but Blockbuster. I easily spent more at Blockbuster per month to rent a couple of games than I did to pay for Game Pass.
That's true. Absolutely. And also, I would always go and buy those games after, like when they would go on sale, and they were, and you know what I'm saying, and that, like when you look at the comparisons of how those games could have been scratched. You know, those games could have been wore out when people just wore those games. You don't have that, man. Like I said, listen, the gaming as a person who's
when you just got to Blockbuster in the nick of time, rented the game just to go back home, find out it's scratched and you can't do nothing until
you can't play
9 a.m. tomorrow.
Right, you can take the game back, but that was probably because they only had maybe about 4 or 5 of those games. And
you might not even be able to get that game.
And so then you trade it. So you would just hold on to it, and you would pray that you could get that game within those 3 days working. You know what I mean? Like, no, man, come on now, y'all tripping, y'all are tripping,
shits and everything.
Yeah, man, I would do everything. Hell, I even bought like disc not replacement, but to refurbish.
You're talking about the things that you used to go in a circle with?
Yeah.
And then spin the disc and clean the bottom?
Yes. Yeah, I would buy that just to see if that would work. And most of the time it would work, but Other times it didn't because the games were so damn beat up. Yeah, huh?
I'm happy it worked for somebody. It didn't
work
for me.
man, most of the time those games work, but man, there was some that was so scratched up, and I'm like, how the hell do? And that's how like I'm so picky about like taking care of my shit, like because I'm just looking like there are some foul ass people that just don't give a shit about things, and I don't know, man. But yeah, okay, so let's move on off of this, man. Helldrivers, the PC community, shout out to you guys. Y'all made Big Boy bleed. That means you can kill it. So therefore, that means, you know what, keep it going. Oh, also, last point before we move on. The developers from Ghost of Tsushima already was basically saying, look, you don't have to sign in to PSN to play our game. But Kotaku they came out and let people know from no, you can, but Kotaku was like, yeah, it is true that you can play the single player game without signing in, but if you want to play the multiplayer.
Oh shit.
So,
why did Kotaku have to say that?
Yeah, and you know what's happening right now? When you look online, the PC community is like,
too.
Yep, there's PC motherfuckers that's like, oh well, then fuck it, I'll skip out on it. And then there's people already talking about that they'll get they want refund, they'll get their refund. That is nuts.
Oh man, PC PlayStation's getting cooked right now.
Man, bro, and that multiplayer is hot. That multiplayer is hot than a motherfucker, bro. But is it that hot for Sony? Listen. I don't know. But that's another discussion.
And that game needs more players.
Yes, because it's pretty dead. So we will see how that will go. We will see.
Too bad, man.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, like I said, if Sony could have had all of these territories taken care of, and then they wanted to roll out their plan, then it's just like tough tits. If you don't want to do it, right? But seeing that they just flat out don't have that accessibility, it's not how you go about it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what, Richili? You are absolutely right. Tarantula Studio has gone a long way. Because, listen, Technomancer is just my shit. I like Technomancer a lot. I just, like I said, I prefer to play it on PC because because maybe then, because I guess there is times that I can get that frames per second vibe or, whatever. And yeah, I just like the way it looks and plays better on PC compared to console. But Greedfall, I played Greedfall on my Xbox One with no problem. And I know that puppy was probably 30 frames per second because I can't remember if it had I think it did have the option between quality or performance mode. I think it did. But if it did, I had it on quality mode. So that tells you what kind of gamer I am. I just play games that fits and most people do, but I just don't find it. And Greedfall is not a really graphically pretty game as it is. So, but man, that story is absolutely fantastic. So, there was something that somebody said that I was going to show, but I'll look for it and I'll talk about it. But let's move on. Let's go ahead and talk about this rap thing right now, man. Let's go ahead and get into it because
my goodness,
we've been talking about
We're done with games now.
No. We'll go back to gaming to end the show, but we gotta talk about this, man. This Drake and Kendrick Lamar, rap beef. So much has been going on. There's always with these type of things where people are going to make their choice of who won, who lost, things like that. Of course, the two heavy hitters was Meet the Grams and Family Matters. I know that people were talking about, like the last thing that Drake came out with his response with part 6. What was it? Part 6 or Love 6 or whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. It wasn't bad. I felt what he was trying to say, and then to me, how I looked at it was, and how I always kind of perceived it from looking at these rap battles throughout the years, is that you got really two at the most 3 opportunities to stand to make your stance and to let the people decide, right? Like this continuous shit, it just wouldn't make any sense. Then you kind of dilute everything. So how I kind of looked at it with Kendrick Lamar is like he just went like overload and just started throwing like different diss cuts, but he's saying the same shit, right? So I'm kind of like, okay, I get it, but you're saying the same things over and over again. Like, no, I'm gonna hold you from what you said from the first song, which
okay, man, you're gonna make some people mad when you say that, bro.
I don't give a shit. You know, I don't care how people feel about shit. I say my piece, and then you like it or dislike it. That's all it is. I don't placate to anybody's opinion. I sit there and give my own. That's what it is. You can disagree with me on it, but that's fine. But the first song, and then
fuck you very nicely.
Yeah, and then Family Matters. I mean, Meet the Grams, and then I don't know if Kendrick Lamar made a rebuttal towards what Drake did this last song or whatever. I will hold him. I will hold that to who I feel is the better one out of those 3. Drake did, I think, 2. And there was one thing that I thought, but I think people said that was AI. I'm not counting that, even if Drake did do that. It's going to be the first song that he did, and then the Family Matters, and then this last one, right? So, with that being said, Ham, we've had this discussion, and I'm in the chats, and I'm seeing people saying all this crazy ass shit. But as we made this point, society is in a bad place if we're going to allow one rapper to be beating up on his wife, and then we have another rapper that is not taking care of his kids and is over here doing some foul shit with young kids, and we got people that's choosing
being called a pedophile, right?
being called a pedophile. Hey, listen, and then we got stands on both sides.
Allegations,
right? Harsh allegations, right? Like crazy allegations, right? You know, let's put this in perspective, people. You're signed with Kendrick Lamar, but this man has come out here and this is what I did like the shit what Drake said in Family Matters, where he said, look, you over here want to be on this pro-black shit, but yet you got a half mixed queen, right? And see, look, as a light-skinned dude, I know this for years of how it used to be called color struck. How like there are dark-skinned dudes that always would come after light-skinned dudes for whatever the reason. A lot of it because we be watered down or whatever the fuck it be called or whatever. And so, you know, it is what it is, right? But like when Kendrick is over here telling that Drake can't be saying the N-word, right? And then I'm seeing these people over here supporting this, but then like on the other side, like people saying, well, Drake can't be coming out here throwing out race. No, the game has changed. It's all bets are off when Kendrick Lamar came out and was over here throwing the race card in the first place. What are you talking about? Like the man is over here saying that he's not a black man, even though he's got a black father. And so that's kind of crazy to me. But when you're saying this man is beating up on his wife and you knew this, Drake, and if all these people in this industry, that shit is foul. How are you over going to fucking do a song, fuck around and fucking...
Not a good look on you, Drake.
Not a good look on you, Drake. Not a good look on you.
These... Exactly. Both the rappers admitted to knowing, but have kept it hidden until now. And it's just like, wait a second. If you knew this other person was on some bullshit,
bro, what? You
like, why did you keep it? Like, this should have been addressed years ago, motherfucker. What are you doing?
Bro, you over here placating and talking about sisters and all fantasizing, you know what I'm saying, Nicki Minaj, all these other black women, but yet you let this black queen get her ass beat knowingly and then bring this up, you know, to Kendrick himself. Like, man, stop putting your hands on this woman. You know what I'm saying? And then secondly, going to Kendrick Lamar, bro, you over here citing that this man is a pedophile, but yet you got to do this shit in a diss cut? You're saying, hold up. Hey, go ahead, man. Do you think I'm making any sense with this shit, or do you think that it's just that I'm reading too much into it?
Nah, it's weird, right? No, it is, because it's just like, it's weird to say, like, you know, like, for me, I think it's weird to say, oh, I've been friends with like R. Kelly or something for a
Yes.
long time, right?
Right.
And you wait until it's popular and then say, oh, he pee on kids. Now that everybody is like up in arms with said person,
Yo.
right?
Yo.
So that was kind of, I mean, so I said this in a tweet a while back, and I said, like maybe I can pull up the tweet real quick because, just give me like literally a minute.
Okay. All right. So yeah,
I want to pull this up so it makes sense. So I'm not
Okay.
just saying shit that I didn't actually say.
Yeah. No, I that's my problem with it, right? Like, I mean, okay, bars is great. Like, because I listened to the Grams kind of late. Like, Meet the Grams. I listened to that late because everybody was talking about it, and I was like, I ain't heard anything, whatever. I'm just going by what I just, the first songs that I heard, right? And so I'm like, okay, Drake came with it, like, you know what I'm saying? Because when Kendrick Lamar came with that first, I'm like, oh, this shit is foul. But then Meet the Grams, I'm like, oh, this is disrespectful. It's hot. It's disrespectful, but it's hot, right? Like, I get it, right? Like, I dug it. I'm digging because rap needs a pulse right now. The rap game is when you got Sexy Red over here twerking in front of a country artist. I don't even think she performed. I just think they just brought her ass out there. Okay, I just think they brought her ass out there to dance, but I don't know if she performed or not. But like, the rap game is cooked by the shit that we've been listening to and things like that. So the rap game needed this pulse. So I'm glad that these two juggernauts fought against each other. But bro, go ahead.
So somebody was, because I was pretty much saying that I don't really believe this beef is real or whatever. And then somebody was telling me that like they genuinely think Drake or Kendrick dislikes Drake and yada 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 yada.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fine. But then I replied saying I've watched a few of the beef explanations, which some of them are really good, right? Like of the explanation of their beef and whatnot. And for me personally, it just doesn't seem like anything crazy ever really happened.
Mm-hmm.
And other than Drake not wanting to battle at first, which I remember Kendrick called out everybody years ago, right? Back in like 2015 or something like that, or 2016. He like called out all the rappers and whatever, or all the big time rappers or whatnot. And I said ever since then, or like I remember Drake not wanting to battle, but him also Drake also doing a bunch of sneak dissing, which I thought was a bitch move by Drake.
Absolutely. Yes.
And then I said, then Kendrick now decides to pop out while hating Drake is a trend.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's kind of a bitch move. Yes. A little bit. Because now you're pulling out like all of these proverbial skeletons, some of them which should take a motherfucker straight to prison.
Right.
And it's like you wait until you can monetize off of it. And then people are like, shout out to Kendrick for allowing or for putting this thing up so we can stream his stuff and whatnot. And I'm like, okay. So now you're able to monetize on some shit that he knew about a long time ago.
Right.
That doesn't make this any better. That doesn't make any. And I summed it up by saying this, and I felt like this was a little rough to say, but I said it because I don't care. Whatever. Right. I summed it up by saying this. I said two bitches that just so happen to be good at their job going at it. That's what we're all looking at.
That's what we're looking at. I agree.
We're looking at two people that are taking advantage of calling somebody a pedophile, calling somebody a woman beater, calling somebody like a horrible dad, going both directions.
Right.
We're looking at them monetizing off of that. And I'm crazy for being on the outside looking in thinking that this is a money stunt. Like
it's crazy.
Sorry.
Right. And maybe that's
why
I
don't remember Tupac having to call Biggie a pedophile.
No.
I don't remember that happening with LL Cool J and Cannabis back in the day.
And yeah.
Like, sure, they said some disrespect, and I've always thought you're not black enough, you're gay, you're whatever. I've always thought that was a cheap bullshit shot that anybody could take.
Right.
It's like calling saying you're not gangster. Like, you can't tell somebody that. You don't know how gangster somebody is or how gangster they ain't. Like, sure, they may not be gangster to you, but they gangster to somebody. So it don't fucking matter. Saying that type of stuff to me is just kind of like, I ran out of real shit to say. So you gay.
Okay, so let me. Okay, so this is what's. yeah. No, hold on. Let me read what Gen X Gamer 79 said. Now this is where I gotta push back on some crazy shit on you, because you're not thinking. You're just going with the flow. You're not thinking logically behind this. He said Biggie wasn't hanging around the little ones either, but Puffy's been it's got feds after him. So what are we saying here? Puffy put Biggie on. Puffy's been having these parties going back when Biggie was being a part of them, right? What are you talking about? Well, he was married with Faith Evans. So what are we saying here?
You know, that Biggie time was around the same, around that Usher time.
Right, around the Usher time, and then Justin Bieber. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Justin Bieber came around like right after that. Or like, come on now, let's not look. If y'all want to try to put the tinfoil hat on, then you got to put it on everything. Because you can say Biggie wasn't fucking around with the youngins, but Puffy is being alleged to be fucking around with the youngins, and Biggie stayed with Puffy until the day he died. What does that say? What does that mean? But now one time when Set It Off hit off, Pac didn't say anything about that, because you know what? Nobody didn't, you know what I'm saying? Because that's different level of foulness. You know what I mean? Like, talking about that people are into pedophilia. Like, look, even in politics, these people are taking it so low to try to make it blame a certain group in a party of saying that they're doing these things. But then on the opposite side, they're over here saying that they don't want gay people, they don't want gay people to have rights, but then they're the same people out here messing with gay men. Like, bro, how does this shit makes any sense? Now, the one thing that I will say that I'm glad that got exposed was Vlad. I'm glad Vlad.
What did Vlad get exposed for?
Okay, so like I think it was it Kendrick Lamar? I think it was Kendrick Lamar that brought up something about Vlad, right? And so I've been saying that for a minute. Like, I used to watch Vlad all the time, and then I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
I never got into watching Vlad. I always thought he was kind of a weirdo.
Well, I always knew. I didn't know. I always had a feeling that I'm like, you know what? You got a lot of brothers and sisters out here. You over here having all their tea being spilled, but I don't see very little white folk on here, right? Like, I mean, it should be a whole like spill the tea crazy moments, and I'm just like, whoa, this doesn't the smell test doesn't act right. But anyway, so he got exposed for getting this black woman fired and, you know, using his power, blah 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 blah, whatever, right? And it's got a little bit deeper than that. Like, I'm reading more stuff into it, but Vlad comes out and, you know, I guess he's on the side of Drake or whatever, and I don't care who's on whose side on this. You know what I'm saying? That's between the people who enjoy it and who are you know, who you mostly invested in. Doesn't matter to me. But he comes out on the side with Drake, whatever, and then people are coming after him and saying stuff, and then this one particular woman brought up the fact of what he did to her, and then now there's more allegations coming out. So I'm glad about that. Like, the whole DJ Vlad thing, I'm glad that's got exposed. But now I'm over here, at one point I'm over here like, oh, this shit is hot. I'm glad for hip hop to be having a moment of it coming back and getting its attention that it should overflows. But then when you take it to these depths, this dark level, and then people aren't looking at it from like, yo, I might need a shower after this. This shit is a little foul. If it's this deep, if these things are that real, then who are we as fans idolizing? You know what I mean? Who are we over here? So you're telling me I've got both Kendrick and Drake's albums. I got them all. Right. So you mean to tell me that I'm supporting these dudes when they doing foul shit like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be a good father? You know what I'm saying? You're a motherfucking multimillionaire, both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? You beating on women? But then you talk about pro-blackness? What? No. You over here messing, you know what I'm saying? If the allegations is true that you over here, and I know that people showing this where Drake is he brought some young girl on the stage or something like that, and I guess he kissed her or something like that. I don't have no idea if that's, you know how people like to play into this shit. Yeah, which is nuts. Wait a minute. This shit, I'm supporting you on some shit that this may be what you've been doing in the back. Wait a minute, hold up. That's what I'm thinking that people should be saying. Like, wait a minute, these are the people that we are trying to support. No, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. And
as Gen X said, he says it worked. All of the songs that they made are top 10 on iTunes, and it's like
it's huge.
There you go. They made. I mean, they kind of finessed all of us, and like in a way, I'd say they did. Like, sure, they gave us dope music, but at what cost? Agreeing with a pedophile or agreeing with a fucking wife beater, like that,
and ain't a good father either. Like, come on now.
Like if we're gonna say that one's true, then I can't say that the other isn't.
Wait, well, hold on, and this is where the shit gets even more sticky. It's because Kendrick Lamar said he was going to pull his music off if they took R. Kelly's music off, and R. Kelly's in prison for harming women in pedophilia and shit like that. What are we doing? What are we doing? And I'm not trying to, like I said, both seem pretty foul. You know what I'm saying? It's never always black and white, ladies and gentlemen. And this could be all to just play it, but for them to take it to these levels and these depths to try to outshine one another. And if you knew about these things, if they were real, is pretty fucking disgusting. Because if I ever knew that Ham Solo was over here beating on his wife, he ain't coming back on GRG. I ain't fucking with him. And if he found out that I was doing something foul, like I was over here hanging out at schools or some crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? Over here trying to holler at some young girls or something, he shouldn't fuck with me no more. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, bro, I deserve it. I would deserve it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and then my last point on this whole thing is like, please stop, young people. We do this people on the internet do this way too much. Everything now is always the greatest. Stop trying to say that what Kendrick Lamar and what Drake is doing is better than Ether. Play Ether right now from Nas. Dissing Jay-Z. Still ain't. None of what Kendrick Lamar and what Drake has done is touching Ether. Ether is one of the hottest dope, is one of the best, if not the best diss track I've ever heard. Because he went low without having to go as low as what these dudes is doing. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Yep. I'm excited to hear what they have to say next if it continues.
How do you know he didn't do it, bro? How do you know Kendrick Lamar? Do you know he didn't do it? Come on now. Just because you support it, and that's why I'm looking at people in the chat. Like, I'm in the same chat with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's this and that and blah, 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 and this and that. How do you know that he didn't do it? It's because supposedly his brother came out and in support? And how do we know that Drake didn't do the shit that you doing? Like, you can't, listen, no. And if you saying that he didn't do it, but then come on now, don't do it, Embra. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do that. You just say that Kendrick Lamar is the better rapper. He came out with a better diss cut, but don't be out here supporting because we don't know what the hell has been going on. If people out here making these speculations like that, and there's any truth to it, any truth to it. They're both fucking scumbags. And Kendrick Lamar is just as much as a scumbag for knowing this for years and allowing it and just now bringing it up so he can collect millions. That makes you
that's mad creepy,
bro. That's the next level foul. And then I couldn't support Kendrick Lamar no more. And I love his shit. I knew he was. I'd say he's one of the best of the new rappers in the game. But if you were supporting this shit, and you saying that, you just because of whatever the reason is, because you like Kendrick Lamar more than Drake, that's fine. But if he didn't do it just because of the fact that you just like Kendrick Lamar dissing Drake, come on now. I'm sorry, Ham. I'm sorry to interrupt you on that one, but I just had to say that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's weird to like parade either one of them as won anything if this is the length that you got to go to win.
Yes.
It's weird, but hey, this is a different culture than we had a while back. And sure, there's been some wild beefs in the past. I'm not going to say this is the first one that anybody's called somebody shit like this before. It's not the first one, but I don't know. It's just never been on the stage like this.
Oh, man. That Umber said also Ether is overrated. The Takeover was better.
I mean,
everybody's got their opinion on it.
Yeah, able to have our opinions on it.
That's fine. That's fine.
It doesn't. It is what it is.
It is what it is. But we can't sit here and come saying. But one thing that is not. One thing that you can't do is come in here and say K-Dot didn't do that. Nah, bro. How do you know he didn't do that? Just because
he said it's documented.
Yeah, right. Like, and then on top of that, like, I mean, David's saying that. I mean, Kendrick Lamar is saying that this shit is documented, and then like Drake said in his last song was basically like, I would have already been in the jail if this shit with these allegations was true, you know. And then there was this girl that I don't know if this is the same girl he brought on stage, or there was a girl that he was in a girl's locker room, and it was a college, and the girl came out and said, "That's my godfather." And he came in and we asked him to come on to support us, and he's there for me. And so who knows? Like, just like with Kendrick Lamar's wife's brother is saying, I support Kendrick Lamar, but he didn't say that he didn't beat her, but who knows? That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't say K-Dot didn't do that. That's like me saying Drake didn't touch these kids. I have no idea. I don't know these people. I just like their music. But if they over here doing this foul shit like that, I gotta have better morals just because over the music, even though for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, see, if people out here will say, and man, I'm gonna kind of contradict myself on this a little bit, because if people say, well, I'm still gonna listen to Kendrick, I'm still gonna listen to Drake, even after the allegations, okay, all right, cool, that's fine. But people jump down my throat when I was saying I still listen to R. Kelly, because I listen to the music. I'm not listening to the shit where he did the shit to the women. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there. So it is what it is. Now, do I listen to R. Kelly like I used to? No, I don't. Because it does creep in my mind every time that I do listen to it. But there's sometimes that I'm riding and I'm like, oh man, your body's calling. You know, I'm thinking about the good old days. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Once he says my body's telling me, yeah, you just cut that joint off. You're like, I don't know.
That shit crank up. I hear you calling. I'm like, yeah.
I see something wrong.
You're right.
I see something wrong with the bump and grind. I see it. Something wrong.
Yeah, if I let a couple of R. Kelly songs play, then all of a sudden my mind's like, man, you know that man's in prison for some foul shit, and I'm like, and then I cut him off. But then there's a few tracks, I let a few tracks roll, and I'm like, damn, this shit is beating.
I like so I think I think what you and Umbra were kind of going at. Mm-hmm. You guys were talking about two different things, because Umbra says, why are you using some narrative I'm not using? He said, I said K-Dot didn't advocate for R. Kelly's music, not about the claims of their beef here. So I think you guys were on two different.
Oh, well, I just said
on that one.
Because I'm reading. Go ahead.
but he did go on to say we're all still gonna listen to them because none of us really believe their claims. I can agree with you there.
Right, right.
Because the next diss song come out, I'm gonna be listening to that joint, and I'm gonna be like, but what I'm just hoping is that it's the art that shines and not the allegation. Because I feel like the allegations are just like mad creepy, and I just really don't want either one of these rappers to be, because I listen to a lot of Drake, and I'm more or less his old stuff because I was really a big fan of Drake back for the comeback season, and Thank Me Later, and So Far Gone. Like those are my joints right there, and a few of his mixtapes. Like I said, the comeback season and stuff like that. I really enjoyed those a lot. Some of his newer stuff, I only liked a few songs off of.
And that same
Some like his newer albums, like
yeah.
hit and miss here. A lot of them were kind of not really what I came to listen for. So like some of them were like some like club bangers or like music where I don't know. It's just like totally different. It was like this the like what Lil Wayne did with his rock and roll albums and stuff like that. Like sometimes it just wasn't it for me. And Kendrick, it's like I really like Kendrick, but it's like whenever he comes out with music, because he doesn't come out with music that often.
Yeah, right.
So I like Kendrick whenever he does come out with music, but Kendrick is more like, I'd like to say he's more like the Sony, where he don't come out all the time, but when he does, it's a hit. It's usually a banger. Like, so I do enjoy me some Kendrick, but I tell you what, I'm not. If the beef continues to go where they're talking about beating women and like pedophilia and not taking care of their children and stuff like that, it's not gonna be as easy for me just to pick up either one of their music, because it's just like picking up R. Kelly's music, today. It's just like, the song is good, but you don't feel right completely listening to it all the time and whatnot. It's just like, it just hits a little bit different than it did prior. Not to say that the song ain't good, it's just to say that the aura around the song kind of changed.
Right. And so let's go back to what Umbro was saying. He was like, well, he said I didn't. Where he said I made the mistake of where he was going. I just seen it where people were showing where Kendrick Lamar did post that he felt that R. Kelly, because it was something about the music situation. So yeah, he did post that he's like, I will take my music off if R. Kelly's music is taken off. So again, like I don't know, and I see we're still
can't wait until you get StreamYard going, because we're gonna have to be better at putting stuff on the screen.
Yeah, and then having people
can hop in and gameplay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well I can still do that. I can do that.
You can still do that, but it's more of a process.
Yeah, it's more of a process. But hold on. Anyway, go ahead while I'm trying to look for it, because I don't know if I saved it, but I was saving some other stuff for gaming purposes. But I mean, I wouldn't think why I would, because I don't have a game in the fight. But let's see. But who you think won, Ham? Out of so far for what you've heard, who you think is
like if they were just to just end it right here, right now, I'd say I'd give the edge probably to Kendrick, because he just like made such a spectacle out of it, whether it was for the good or not. He made a spectacle out of the situation. So like he got people talking about it much more than your traditional disses would be, because he was willing to take it that extra mile. Whether you agree with how he did it or not, as you could see, I don't really agree with it. But but the one thing that kind of matters at the end of the day for every company on the earth is them numbers.
Right.
And that's just the numbers don't lie. This is what it is. And I listen to Drake more than I listen to Kendrick, but I have no problem saying, hey.
No, I listen to Kendrick more than I listen to Drake, but
Kendrick just he snapped up a little bit more. You gotta and the way he delivered back to him, I thought was pretty telling. So like, sure, like the first diss after his main one took a little bit, but it wasn't like a single package deal after he dropped. He was prepared.
Hold on, did Meet the Grams come after Family Matters?
Yeah. Okay. Came like 20 minutes after. It was crazy. Okay, and that's why and that's another reason why I'm giving the nod to Kendrick.
Okay.
A little bit more. Although, like I said, I like Drake more personally. I do. But like I'll give him the nod on that because he was just more prepared. Drake thought he was more prepared until bro slid on him 20 minutes after he did his joint. And I was just like, yo, like that's the next level. There were definitely songs that I liked of Drake's more than Kendrick's within it, but there were also just like I said, timing really matters a lot, and the way Kendrick did the timing mixed with the awe effect, I can't really deny that. So that's what I think. Could either one of them take the crown still? Sure, if they keep it going.
Well, when it comes to diss songs, you don't want it to drag out because that it dilutes everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you gave your best material in I would say the max 4 song. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna do if this continues all year long, then nobody's gonna care, and it's gonna turn into only thing people are gonna care is the stands of Kendrick and the stands of Drake. You know, that's gonna just be battling it out, and then you just got all types of divisiveness and pettiness. So it's better to just if take one of them, because they're in rap battles. That's how it goes. One takes an L, one wins, and that's just what it is. So
yeah, I feel like honestly, if I'm being real, I feel like Kendrick kind of he won, but he didn't like people want to say, oh, he murdered him and whatnot. I don't think that. I don't buy that.
I don't buy that either.
Not at all. Especially if what Kendrick said isn't true, then he really didn't. In fact, he failed.
See, that's where my thing is. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
So there's that. There's that very dense aspect to it as well, that where it's like, all right, well, if either one of y'all lied at all, then like half of y'all's diss tracks are completely garbage. What I did notice from a lot of people is that, man,
there it is right here,
that PlayStation fanboy isn't just for PlayStation.
Oh my God, bro. It's nuts. It's right here.
It's not just for PlayStation. It's not just for Nintendo. It's not just for Apple. It's not just for LG. Yo, like, you see people riding for folks in the way where it don't even make any sense. Where it's like they're embarrassing themselves by riding so hard for what they believe or what they think had happened, or just completely being oblivious to anything. that happened within like the actual like diss tracks and whatnot. Like Tim, like I didn't feel like any of the songs were outright terrible. The two songs that did like one song from each rapper to me that I think was kind of meh or definitely had a lot of like room to be better, in my opinion, was Meet the Grams. Meet the Grams was boring as fuck. He said some pretty slick things in it.
He said, yeah.
But goodness gracious, making it to the end of that song was not easy. For me, it wasn't, because it was just like, I felt like I was listening to a pissed off social worker for 6.5 minutes. That's what it felt like to me. Because I've worked with people with disabilities and stuff like that, and I'm just like, dude, like I feel like I'm in a meeting with an angry social worker right now, and this is just awkward. And then on the other side, I felt like the song that Drake did, The Heart Part 6, I felt like there was like 2 or 3 moments, maybe even more, maybe 3 or 4 moments within that song where I was like, it looks like he kind of forgot how he should transition.
Right.
When he was like, "Mama, no," or something like that, I was like, "What the fuck are we doing here?"
Right. Like, oh shit.
Like, what the fuck are we doing here? So those were the 2 weakest songs I thought each of them had, but all the other joints, the other 2 that Drake had, the other 2 or 3 that Kendrick had, all dope.
Right.
All dope.
Yeah, the numbers don't lie, but then it also, I agree with you 100%. I'm not going to repeat everything that you just said, because I agree with most everything that you said. To me, Kendrick edged it out. It wasn't a superior beatdown, because listen, Family Matters was fucking tough. I was like, yo, because that first bar, that line where he was sitting there talking about like, you just, you bringing up all this shit about like mixed race and things like that, but you got a mixed queen. And then, the part where he brings up about like, oh, you want to play, like Val said, we bringing up the race card by him not saying the N-word and shit like that. But then he's over here talking about, but you ain't doing shit for your own people in your own hood. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. That was, Family Matters was popping. But the lyrical disrespect in the Grams was that was rat piss, like venom. That was a deep disdain hatred song. That, you're right, like it was awful. And that to me was like, yo, this is mad disrespectful. Like, that's some shit to make me want to drive to a motherfucker's house and we gonna square this out face to face. You can't be talking about my mama. You can't be talking about my kids like that. You can't do that. But again, Drake sit there and threw his shit out. So so that's why I give the edge to Kendrick. But but like you said, if the allegations about Drake, about him being a pedophile is not true, then Drake won. Because what you did, like, because I don't care about the Ozempic bullshit and shit. That shit is funny. You know what I'm saying? You gotta sit there and use a machine for abs and ghostwriters. Everybody use ghostwriters in the rap game. Let's not get this shit twisted.
That's a fucking fact. I hate it when I hear
everybody use ghostwriters in the rap game. Understand? Come on, dude, man.
T.I.'s been right. I don't know how many albums T.I. has wrote for people.
Yes.
I don't know how many albums. Fucking what? Literally, Kanye West has no problem saying Drake wrote that verse for me.
Right.
Like, he openly says that, but nobody's going down Kanye and saying, oh, he's horrible. He's a bad lyricist.
Right.
He's this or he's that. No, nobody's saying. Kanye openly told everybody, yo, he has people write for him all the time.
Right. Snoop admits it. Everybody admits it. Like that, because this is the thing. Yes, Eminem Andre 3000, Nas, Kendrick Lamar, Drake. Like, yes, those rappers are J. Cole, Wale. They're so Jadakiss. They're so talented, but you can't tell me that because of their busy schedules and things like that, that there's not people that go that. Why do you think that some of these ghostwriters get an opportunity to make their own albums? You know what I'm saying? After so long, because they breaking through and they've made hits for some of these well-known rappers. They can't. I mean, listen, it is what it is, man. Like, we got to stop. Anyway, but
even like one of my favorite rappers of all time, Lil Wayne. There's times where he hops on a track and I'm like, yo, that does not sound like Lil Wayne.
No, right.
And it's probably because he didn't write it.
Right. Like, just look at the evolution of Snoop the way he sounded on one album when he first came out, because I'm sure he wrote his own shit for his first couple of albums. And then I was saying, like, I got enough money, I can buy ghostwriters. I don't need to sit. Man, listen, come on, hell with it. Let's stop this. Anyway, okay, so back to the point where Umar was talking about that this wasn't true, that was false. No, brother, it is true. It says it right here. Go look at this. It says, right here. Kendrick Lamar gets dragged for surviving R. Kelly discussion. And then when you go further down, it says right here, let's see, in efforts to sustain R. Kelly's musical legacy and perhaps set a precedent of separating artists' horrific behaviors from their art and avoiding lasting repercussions on their careers, Kendrick Lamar's reps urged Spotify to retain R&B icons' music on its platform. They did so while threatening to pull his catalog from under their banner, since surviving R. Kelly has reignited society's concern with how alleged predators are perceived. The sympathizers of accused are also being scrutinized. This is
wild to me.
This was in September of 2022. So
to me,
it's not false.
To me, that doesn't. To me, that doesn't bode well for allegations that Kendrick.
Wait. No. I've got it. Amber saying Kendrick's Lamar's reps, not Kendrick himself. Who do you think that those reps worked for? Go ahead. Stop it.
Well, I was just saying that, like, in this specific sense, it doesn't like bode well for Kendrick, right? Because it's like, I don't know, like, you're okay with certain people as long as you like them. To be that type of way, like, I don't know, like I mean, to me, it's just like that weird thing where it's just like you're cool with them because you like them, and you're okay with what they do behind closed doors because you like them. But as soon as you don't like somebody, you're willing to expose who they are, and it's like, wait a second, so you're cool to expose somebody when you don't like them, but if you do like them, you'll keep their skeletons in the closet. Like that's weird. That's mad weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this man sitting here and talking about, well, it's the reps, it's the TDE, bro. I can understand if Kendrick Lamar was a new time rapper that was on his first album that was a hit, and he would say, and he really, and then like maybe his advisors would come to him and tell him, yeah, man, you know what, this would probably be a good look for you. Kendrick Lamar, this is in 2022. Kendrick Lamar has already been well established. You know what I'm saying? Damn was already out. All the rest is, come on, man, stop this. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Don't do that. What you mean? Come on, man. You can be a Kendrick stan all you want to, but let's not be naive. You way too smart for that, bro. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? Let Kendrick win. That's fine. Over Drake, you don't like Drake, you like Kendrick, that is fine. That's not the point here. But the whole thing is that there's a bunch of fucking hypocrisy amongst both of them. If you holding on to some bullshit like that, then that means both of them are very irresponsible, low-down, dirty motherfuckers. That's just what it is. And you shouldn't support them both. If you want to hold up on business and want to be realistic about it. Get the fuck out of here with this TED shit or TDE shit. Get that shit out of here. Come on now. I can't co-sign that. I can't co-sign that. We just got to be real about certain shit. Anyway, last topic, and then we're gonna get out of here. Because I stop being apologists for millionaires and billionaires. People, these people don't give a fuck about you. There's people that tells us about this all the time about these companies in gaming. Xbox don't give a damn about you. PlayStation doesn't give a damn about you. Nintendo, PC, you know, whatever. Gabe, they don't give a damn about you, right? The same thing goes for these artists. And if you want to stand on principles, now, if you're a person that says, look, I've listened to who doesn't matter. I watch Woody Allen movies. Whatever. That's fine, right? Everybody is yeah, that's fine.
I mean, I'm gonna step in, right, and then I'm gonna step out real quick because I'm gonna say all I'm gonna say real quick is let's keep that same energy with video game, because it's just like we're now saying Bethesda said it, Todd Howard didn't say it,
right,
and it's like, wait a second, but they're the same, like whatchamacallit, like Bethesda's not gonna come out and say something and Todd Howard's like, don't do that. You know what I mean? You know, like so like if Kendrick was like, if Kendrick didn't believe this stuff in particular, if he didn't believe in the whole R. Kelly thing that TDE or whatever is saying that they're backing or whatnot, then I think it would be his responsibility as the lead of that team to say, hey.
Right, to say, I don't want that. Back off of that. That's what I'm saying. Like, that is, you're being a stand, Umbra, and that is fine. Now you're over here saying it's got nothing to do with defending Kendrick Lamar. It's just setting the record straight. I like Drake, by the way. And then he's saying again, this was about censorship of explicit music, and R. Kelly was included in it. Again, he didn't say all of explicit music. He pointed out, or his reps pointed out, R. Kelly. If it's all explicit music, brother, then they would have not sit there and said R. Kelly. And if they did if one of his reps, as you keep on trying to allude that it wasn't Kendrick Lamar, then Kendrick Lamar could easily say, bro, don't put R. Kelly's name in this. Don't put R. Kelly's name in this. Put somebody else's name in there that has explicit lyrics. Stop.
It'd be different if it said like Interscope says that, because then like Kendrick clearly has no control over Interscope.
Right.
But he has control over a small team.
John T, I'm going to read your super chat, brother. I'm not here to try to fight to fight hard to be right. I am right. You're fighting very hard for your fucking life to try to sound like this makes sense, and it don't. Nobody in this chat is believing that bullshit. If anybody that has reps, like Ham is saying, if this was the record company themselves that was saying this in the name of Kendrick Lamar, then there might be something behind it. But it's not. And listen, there's people that was showing the Kendrick Lamar. Listen, there was tweets that was shown. Listen. Look. They're showing this man's face. Oh, hold on, let me hit this button. You know what I'm saying? They're showing this man's face all over the place. If Kendrick Lamar could have shut this shit down immediately and said, nah, bro, that ain't me. That ain't me. This was in 2022. It's 2024. This is almost 2-year-old news. So you can say that I'm fighting hard to try to be right about something. I don't care who gives. It's not that serious to me, to be honest with you. But I wanted to point this out because of the hypocrisy of what people were willing to do to want somebody to look better than the other, when in reality that they both look like scumbags if these allegations are true. That's all we're saying here. You can say that Drake, I'm not even bringing Ham in this. I said that Kendrick Lamar has won the rap battle. I said he won it. He ain't getting killed, but he won. It's just as simple as that. But you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, is that gonna stop? People are thinking that Drake's career is over. Bullshit. It's not. If Kendrick lost, do you think that Kendrick Lamar's career would have been over? Bullshit. No, it's not. So come on, man. Listen, I don't know what else to tell you. So we'll just agree to disagree. Love you to death, brother, but come on, man. Can't bring that stand shit over here. You'll get exposed. We keep what we kill over here, man. That is something that you need to understand. Last topic. Let's get on it, and then we'll get out of here. And then we can be brief about it if you want. And that is about the top 25. Sea of Thieves has...
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew it. And I didn't see... This is exactly why I didn't want to bring it up earlier. And I was saying... That's why I said, don't do it, K-Megan. Don't do it. And then you're like...
you know.
And then you said something else. And then I was like, oh, I'm not going to bring that up. And you're like... You sure? And I was like, no, I'm sure, because I'm sure you're gonna want to talk about it later. And here it is, last subject. It's just like the moment that he cuts the net at the Final Four to take it home. You really want to just make sure this man doesn't want to stab. He wants to twist. He wants to get a good old feeling out of you. He wants to hear you bellow. He wants to see the oxygen leave your stomach. Like this man is dirty.
No, I'm not dirty. I'm not dirty. I'm not dirty. All I'm doing, no, man. All I want to do is just show this right fast. Hopefully, if I can get to it. And
you're dirty.
I'm not dirty, bro. I'm just trying to do the Lord's work, man. I'm just trying to do the Lord's work here. Hold on. So I'm just gonna go here because this is acting a little weird. So, Damn. Anyway, all right. So, while I'm talking about this, I'm going to bring this up because I want to show it. But there's a top 25, and right now, May 5th, 2024, on the PlayStation Store, the top 25, we have NBA 2K. That's number 1. All right, that's granted. NBA 2K is a very popular game. Call of Duty, which everybody knows. Call of Duty, you know what I'm saying? Call of Duty is Call of Duty. I'm sorry. Fortnite's number 1. NBA 2K is number 2. Call of Duty's number 3. FIFA, if you want to call it that, it's called EA Sports FC 24, but it's pretty much FIFA, is number 4. And then number 5, ladies and gentlemen, let me read this again. May 5th, 2024.
Were you trying to put it on the screen? Because it's not on the screen.
Yeah, no, I'm going to put it on screen. Yeah, I'm trying to get it together. I'm going to find it. I'm going to go another avenue to put it on there, but I'm going to do that. But number 5, the top 5th game on the PlayStation Store of May 5th, 2024 is Sea of Thieves. Stellar Blade is number 8, and Helldrivers 2 is 12. Ham, explain this to me. Please explain this to me while I pull this up. Please explain this to me. Explain this to me. Explain this to me.
I don't know why you want me to explain this to you, K-Mega. You know there ain't nothing to explain. It just is what it is.
Explain this to me.
It just is what it is, bro. Like the people have spoke. The people have spoke. I mean, I can say something, but it just is what it is. I think it looks good. I mean, for Sony and Microsoft. I mean, they're both getting some money out of this deal. Isn't that pretty cool? I mean, it's just not cool to those that didn't want to give Microsoft any money at all, or said Microsoft's games are bad, because they're littered all over this thing. It looks like a radar or something. Like, it looks like a goddamn radar that you see at a weather. All these different colors. You'd expect to just see a lot of blue, but there's a little bit of green, there's a little bit of red, there's a little bit of white, a little purple. There's all sorts of color.
I need to know what the hell. I do. I need to know what the hell is going on here. Okay.
Fallout 4 is only $20. I mean, Call of Duty is only $70 game I see up there. Everything else is $40 or less, K-Mega. It's not a big deal.
Man, let me just shrink the rest of this. Let's just put this big boy style on here. I just need people to just see it. Just see it. Let's put this big boy style. Let's just put it right here. Just right in the middle of everything. Just Just let people see it. They didn't have to get over, not to go over the logo, but let's just let people just see it. Let's just put it just big. I mean, it don't matter.
Man. You're a little too excited about this.
I'm not excited about it. No, I'm bullshitting. I'm lying. I am. I'm thoroughly excited about it. Because as a person I was standing on, as what they say, business about Sea of Thieves day one. Even though Sea of Thieves was incomplete, it did, you know what I'm saying, it didn't have a lot of content at the time, but I seen all the potential in the world of it. I was like, this game is fun. It you know, because at that time, people were all adamant and all against cartoon-looking graphics, and it was just ridiculous. Like, people just found every reason to just shit on anything Xbox at that time, right? And I'm like, this game is really actually beautiful for it to have the cartoon-looking graphics, and that was the thing where we started that water, though. You know, because the water is the best water physics I've ever seen in any video game, and it still holds up more so than any other game. Those water physics are absolutely tremendous, right? Just looks incredible. But they were calling this game Game Pass fodder. Like, they would say that a game like Sea of Thieves would not even chart. It wouldn't even break the needle on PlayStation because it was so low, but so low tier. It didn't hold a candle to anything PlayStation has brought. And it's number 5. And remember, Stellar Blade, Her Thickness and Yams was the hot sensation. Bro, how are you? Listen, this is another fucked up thing too. Hold on. This is what's another thing.
No. Okay, Mega, you hold on.
Okay.
You need to read these super chats from.
I know, from John T. I will. I just gotta say the last thing. Remember, MLB The Show is a multi-plat in their words, right? It's Sea of Thieves is dusting that son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? By one, but it's dusting it. Come on. Anyway. Drawn T in the chat. Thank you, brother. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Umbra came in here and we got spicy. I wish, and see, that's why when I jumped to SteamYard, Umbra could come in here and he could make his claim, he could say, and then if anybody else wanted to come in here and talk about it, it would be great. Have a great time.
I can't wait for StreamYard because things can get way more spicy.
Yeah, it can get good and spicy, and I would love it. You know, I'm about to smoke. I love it. I want all the fade. So yeah, it would have been good stuff. So Umbra, yes, brother.
Why not this? Yeah. Umbra, K Mega tonight, 7:00. Central.
You know, I'm cool with that. We having that discussion. I'm with it. If brother has time, I'm with it.
Y'all can come on because I'm gonna be live at that time. Y'all can come through if y'all want to.
Yeah, just hit me up. Yeah, just hit me up about it. I'm with it. We can have that discussion.
I'll throw each of y'all the link. Ain't no thing. I'll do that right now.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So let me read these super chats like you said. My bad, Drawn T. You know what I'm saying? It was getting spicy. It was getting good. And I'm about that spicy life. He said, "What up?" He said, "What up, YouTube? Didn't notify me about the show. I'm pissed. June 9th is going to be crazy. COD, Gear 6, State of Decay 3, and more. Let's go." Yes, it is going to be a very, very, very good time. He also said, Xbox, yo, Phil Spencer, go pick up parts of Embracer. There you go. Embracer and Warner Brothers. He says, did you hear Sony bought Paramount? Their bid was accepted. Oh, no, I did not hear that. Oh, shit, I did not hear that.
What did he say?
He said that the bid was accepted for Sony to get Paramount.
There you go.
Get it. That's big news. And because Sony got BET, Sony is going to really push the shit out of their stuff. And I was even told, you was in there with me and Don, but I don't know if you heard what Don was saying. He thinks that Sony could, I told him I disagreed with him on that, which that's why we got to get the dev and the gamer in there so we can have that discussion. I don't think that Sony would get rid of Paramount. Get rid of Paramount Plus, because they don't need, at that point, they don't need HBO Max to leverage their game stuff. You know, they could just put all their game stuff on that show, But he thinks because there's so much money pouring in, he's like, there's only going to be so many of these shows that's going to withstand for so long. But Halo and Fallout, I forgot Fallout's on somewhere else, but Halo did very good. But the question is for some people, which I don't think Sony would let go of Halo, but if they got rid of Paramount Plus, well then, where the hell the Halo series is going to go? You know what I mean? Like, that would be nuts. I don't think Sony is going to do that, but they could. I don't know. Also, Drawn T in the chat, he sat there and said Treyarch games are way better than Infinity Ward games, but Infinity Ward in support lets Treyarch make the multiplayer. I do know that they had 3 of them working on COD, and I'm trying to remember which ones I like. Which were the group? Because which ones makes the Black Ops? Is it Treyarch?
Black Ops, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Treyarch. Yeah, I would say I like Treyarch more, but man, Infinity Ward here lately has been
Infinity Ward's mine.
Yeah, Infinity Ward's been killing it here lately, man. Modern Warfare 2 was popping.
They've always been good. They just don't always provide everything that they did previously. So it's just like, why did you give me this when we had that? Like, it's like those kind of situations. It's very Madden-esque in that aspect. So where it's just like, man, because it's like, I can sit here and tell you I love EA because I do. But at the same time, it's just like anything that you love will piss you off. Am I right, K-Meg? Anything that you actually love will piss you the fuck off.
Yes.
Right. It doesn't matter if it's your wife, your daughter, your nephew, your grandchildren, your children. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like it doesn't matter. And like I'm a big fan. I've always been a big fan of Sony. I've always been and I've been a bigger fan of Xbox. And I've always been honest about that. And each one of them has like done their like every round. I'm getting hit by them for something that they shouldn't be hitting me for. It's just like, why is this like this? As recently, some of the games running better on PlayStation. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's there's these little things that it's just like, God damn it, like, and it's every company that does it. It's just like, why do you guys do it this way? Like, it doesn't make any damn sense. So yeah, I mean, like no company is perfect at all out here. But yeah.
No, it is the truth. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But it does fascinate me to when you see where people are taking all this type of stuff out and thinking they're like, well, since Sony's going to buy this, they're gonna take out and they're gonna cut everything. This the end of the Halo show. It's if they decided to take out Paramount Plus and go another direction with what they were doing, right? Because Paramount is just bigger than that. Like it's BET, CMT. I don't know if it's A&E, but I know that Viacom and they got a lot now. So the one question that I have, Viacom. But the one question that I have now is, will the FTC or the CMA look into this? Because I mean, right now, Sony with their pictures are really becoming a huge conglomerate. Like they got all of the anime shit locked. They got Bilibili, they got Funimation, which they, people have said they let Funimation go to wayside. They got Crunchyroll. They got all different types of stuff now with that. They got that whole division locked down with anime. Now they're going into what Sony Pictures already owns, and now they're adding into Paramount, which there's more. So is this worth investigation? You know what I'm saying, for the FTC, or is this a nothing burger? Because I mean, this is a lot of influence and a lot of things that Sony can manipulate into their favor. having this type of, having all these things in there, or do you think that it's just not the same?
I'm gonna go on ahead and just throw my hat in the ring and say if the Microsoft thing was worth investigating, then this one is too. Yeah, just in my opinion, because that's a lot of IP.
A lot of IPs, bro. A lot of IPs.
That's a lot. That's a lot of That's a lot of programming right there, and with and here's why I say this. I'm not saying this because it's Sony. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm saying that because I'm looking at Netflix and how they just won't stop raising the price.
Right. Yeah. My wife was just talking about that earlier.
Not stop raising the price. So I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at Sony like, oh, so now y'all all want to own this stuff. Well, what does that mean because right now Paramount Plus is a good deal.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like $10, $12 or something like that. It's really not that much. And it's very similar for like Peacock. Right?
Well, that price is going up now. Sony got it. If the Paramount Plus is sticking around, it's going up.
That's what I'm saying. Like if all the we'll start to see the prices go up on subscription services for TV, and if TV subscription services are going to go up in price, then video game services are going to go up in price as well, because it's just like, it's almost kind of silly that video game services are cheaper than TV services in the first place, but this is the world that we live in today. Mm-hmm. Right? Because to me, that's nuts. Like, you're able to play something, you're able to like, you're able to interact with the TV cheaper than I could just sit and watch 4K Netflix. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can play Game Pass like $5, $6, $7 cheaper than I can watch Netflix, or $4 or $5 cheaper than I can watch HBO. Like the best version. And yeah, you could say, oh, those are the best version. Well, when you get the video game, you get usually the best version of that. Right. You don't get a 720p or a 1080p version of the game, which I don't start giving them people ideas now. Right?
Right.
They charge you for resolutions and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's just to me, that's just kind of wild. So that's really the only reason I'd want them to be looked into. Like, I'm cool with Sony buying something.
I'm not tripping either.
If said thing needs to be sold, or they're having like a rocky situation, or they're on hard times or whatever that it may be, like people want to pretend Activision was doing just fine alone. Like, they were at people's doorsteps asking them to purchase them. Like, straight up. So if that's where like Paramount and all these other subsidiaries within that company happen to be, then and Sony can mitigate that pain, sure, go on ahead and do it. But at the same time, like I said, if you're gonna look at the whole Activision Blizzard thing and you think that's a big deal, well, then remember, more people are watching TV than playing video games.
Right.
So you should definitely look into this, because if those prices go up and some of those free things start to not become so free anymore, like, what is it? What's that? It's not Pluto, is it?
Yeah, Pluto. Yeah, Pluto. They own Pluto now.
Yeah, Pluto and.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, Tubi and stuff like that. Like you start to make that stuff not free anymore, that's gonna be a problem.
That's gonna be a major problem. And then because
problem.
Yeah, that's why
you already forced people to go digital already, right. And people didn't like that back in the day. I remember when we went from analog to digital. Remember, everybody, go to your go to the office, or go to some random place and get your free antenna during this week for these few weeks, and after that you're out of luck and you got to go to Walmart or whatever and buy if you need more or whatever. But like for families or whatnot, they were offering people free antennas. You remember that back then?
Oh yeah, no, I do remember. Yep, sure enough.
When they went from because they were like because this is a big deal. Analog TV will be shutting down this day, and then when it shut down, that shit was like it was like it was like they took the fusion core out of it. It was like dude, like it was just done.
Yeah, and then people, and that was just crazy to show me how many people didn't pay attention to what, because they've been telling people well in advance what was happening, and there was people that just still thought, nah, that ain't gonna happen, and sure enough, like you said, they shut that shit down.
Yeah, so like, I just really hope it gets looked into in the sense of, hey, don't forget there are these people that don't want to pay for internet, and that's all that they are willing to pay for, but they still want to enjoy this content and stuff like that. Ah, man, I mean, that's hard to argue. It's always hard to argue something for free, but at the same time, if you want, you'll see people just be like, well, why would I pay for Tubi? I might as well just get Netflix.
Right.
And stuff like that. And then you just killed your service.
And I don't know. And Sony has not been very friendly for certain things when it comes to. You would think, I mean, because they're in partnership, so maybe that the partnership will say, look, no, man, you got to leave that alone. Those are for people, the Plutos and that Tubi and stuff like that. No, and then also that would kill advertising, because there's a lot of people that watch those shows, and then you can promote stuff from PlayStation, promote stuff that other things that you have going on, your movies and things like that. I don't think
they'd be too silly to do that. Like I think that'd be crazy, but like I'm trying to have a little bit of faith. I'm trying to have a little bit of faith in Big Corpo. Yeah. In Big Corpo, that is Sony. I'm trying to have a little bit of faith in them and say, nah, they wouldn't do that. But then again, it's like hard to ever say like, yo, the company wouldn't get $1 from you for that. Like that sounds insane.
Right.
Like saying out loud.
They might try to do something like Peacock, maybe.
But yeah, Peacock has its free thing, yeah.
Right, and then but like for people, you don't want commercials. Here's $4.90, like a $4.99 package deal or a $9.99 package deal.
Yeah, it's $10 for the no commercial one.
Yeah, for no commercials.
But like what I'm saying is that's a good price. I don't want to see that go like, oh, they're owned by Sony now. Now it's like fucking $17.99 for the exact same thing.
Well, no. What I'm saying is that Pluto and them don't have that option, but I'm saying Sony.
I would love Pluto to actually have an option though, or like Tubi for them. I would like them to have a no commercial option, to be real, because some of their shit is hot that they have on there, and I'd like to kick it there, but I just don't want to feel forced to watch the commercials, especially when I'm picking the show itself. Like, yeah, I'm cool.
If it's $5.99, cool. I mean, $4.99, cool. But anything else higher than that, I wouldn't pay for it.
I'm 100% there with you. Yeah. I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to give them a ton of money. Mm-hmm. I want them to monetize and become super duper crazy. But like, I don't see why they don't have a paid version on some of the free stuff. Just so if you did want to skip out on those commercials, you could. Like, I think that's wild, but like Tubi for certain. Like, there's been shows I've watched like season after season after season, and like I watched the whole series of. Oh,
okay.
School, shit.
Oh, go ahead. Okay, I didn't know what the hell just happened. Okay. I see what was happening. Okay, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I just like old school TV, and they have like majority of what they have is old school, and I'd love to watch that without commercials.
I mean, I feel that. Like, I mean, it is, people do not want. There's a lot of people that don't care about commercials. But you know, it's kind of like from when I watched stuff on like the Love Boat. Like I just got fixated on watching the Love Boat because I never really. Well, I hated it when I was a kid, but then now since I understand it, you know, I love it. So I was watching a lot of Love Boat, and they only had like a little section of commercials, and then they had the little thing and comes out. So I didn't trip about that. So, but yeah, no, I mean, yeah, we'll see how Sony operates it. But again, they're partnered up with somebody. Another thing that's tripping me out too is I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I'm finna go after we get off here. I'm finna go and check and see what the situation happened with Turner and the NBA. Did NBC go ahead and get the rights to the NBA again? And so so if that's the case, you know, if NBC do get it, what will happen with the TNT guys? You know what I'm saying? Because Ernie said he's not leaving Turner, and Barkley said he's out. But what will Shaq and Kenny do? So, you know, this could be the end of an era for seeing, you know, some of the best sports commentators in history, in my opinion. You know, next to Madden, next to Madden and oh man, what was Summer? What was his name? Madden and the other guy, Summer, whatever. Those two were the best. They were old, corny guys, but I love Summerall. Yeah, Summerall. Madden and Summerall.
No, Pat Sumlin is a coach, isn't he?
Yeah, Sumlin's a coach. Yeah, no, Pat Summerall. Yeah, man. But yeah, other than that, like, that would be tragic. So I need to also after this, I'll find out what's happening, or people in the chat that cares. If they know, then they can let us know and thing. But let me read this last super chat from Drawn TJ. He said, Modern Warfare 3, I have to use a gun. I don't care for to unlock an attachment for the gun. I want stupid Black Ops is better. You know what? I don't mind that, because some of the things for me is, yes, there are times when I've used those guns and I've hated them, but then there was other times I'm like, oh, I could cook with this gun. This gun is dope. So, you know, because there's always people that always want more, but then once when people get that one particular gun, they don't venture out anymore. So I do like that they're like, listen, if you want to get the chat attachments for this type of gun, go and try this gun. You never know if you like it or not. So I hope that they keep that. They probably won't for Black Ops, but you know, I don't know. I really do like Modern Warfare 3. I'm finna get back playing it once I start playing my sports game. So, you know, they said here in about 2 weeks, the college football trailer reveal is going to be popping off. So
whatever, man.
No, it's happening. It's happening. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Matter of fact, one of the dudes from College Game Day, he just posted that he was done getting all of the stuff done. He's been working on voiceovers for the last 2 years. And he says he just reported that just like a week ago that he's done. They cleaned his office out and everything. He said, get ready. He says they'll be ready to announce it. It is coming. No, bro.
I'm not trying to hear.
No, they are coming with it. And I'm trying to think of like what would be the perfect time. The conference finals in the NBA or what? But it's coming.
Man.
Yep.
Stop teasing.
And
me.
College will be dropping in July, baby. Get ready. You heard? It's good. They're bringing it back. They're bringing it back, and so they're getting. And they made some implications. There were some updates on Madden as well.
They're probably gonna do it to start up the season in like September. I bet.
Oh no! Well, it's coming out. It's coming out in July. But
why do you think it'd come out so soon after they're finished with that? I think there'll be like that pre-order period in July, and it'll come out in like September.
No, it'll come out in July, because Madden always comes out in August, and so and they'll go back to the traditional way where College comes out a month before the NFL. It's back, baby.
I mean,
it's back.
And
sports night will be born.
They're fucking with me.
No, and sports night will be born. If sports night will happen, so there'll be fight night, there'll be sports night, and then whatever else I do with Dom, we're playing Halo or playing other stuff. But yeah, sports night will be born. The day that game drops is the day that sports night will happen, and then that's when all sports games is on deck. But the league game will be college football. Boomer Sooner, baby. Boomer Sooner. In the SEC.
I'll take you down.
Let's go. Hey, if you bring Nebraska, boy, you're gonna get cooked easily. I might just run the ball on you the whole time. I might not pass one time.
Get that 5-star quarterback, and we can be dropping back on
you. Yeah, boy. Then we pick it, take it to the house. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I don't believe in 21
way you
21
pick is
but
that's
okay.
Cheating your way.
No, bro. It's over. The game is set.
Oklahoma way.
The Oklahoma way is winning. And then tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? The Thunder Mavs. Hey, speaking of Mav was being real disrespectful about my Oklahoma Thunder, bro. Like that, you know what I'm saying?
Who won game one?
Game one's tomorrow.
Oh, game one's tomorrow. Okay.
Tomorrow night, 8:30.
Mavs were really celebrating hard then. I thought they won a game versus Oklahoma by now.
No, they just finished the Clippers, and so now they're saying.
Was it Clippers in 7?
No, it was Mavs in 6.
Mavs in 6. Okay.
Yeah, and so Mav, the podcaster, he was saying that the Thunder ain't going to win a game. He said we gonna get swept.
Oh my God, that's wild.
He's like we gonna get done. So I'm like, okay, I know you're a Texas boy, but like I told him, I said, listen, you were talking that shit about them Dallas Cowboys, and what happened to them? So anyway, they got ran out their own stadium by the Green Bay Packers.
I feel like the Mavs are in trouble, and I'm not saying that as a Oklahoma City stan at all, because I do not care about Oklahoma, to say the least.
You better, sucker.
I don't, but I'm just saying that they got a pretty solid top to bottom team where I feel like the Mavs are a little bit more top heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I personally just don't know if they're going to be able to handle Chet very well.
No, see, this is the thing. Chet will play good defense, but they got some. But the Mavs, since they made those trades, they got some dogs in there that can make some things happen. If the Thunder brings that defense like they brought to the Pelicans, it's gonna be a wild series. I'm gonna stick with it. I don't want to. But I will say that the experience of the Mavs will go ahead and they'll beat my Thunder. But I think the Thunder is going to take them all the way to the brink. Because if the Thunder beats the Mavs,
I don't know, man.
If the baby Thunder beats the veteran Mavs, bro, they might be finals bound. Because I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, I just don't know, like if they can get. If they can get Kyrie to play funky, I feel like the Mavs are in trouble.
Oh yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah.
I feel like if they could only make it feel like, Luka's the guy, he's the only guy, then I feel like they can almost like kind of mind game the Mavs out of their. Like outside of themselves, make them play outside of themselves a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. But this is the thing, like, if you play the others with reckless abandonment to where that pick and roll doesn't work, where Luka could just find whoever he wants to because Luka's getting double, triple team. No, single player. Let Luka and Kyrie get 40 apiece. That's only 80 points. That's, let them get 40, 42. That's only 82 points. If the others ain't doing anything for the Mavericks, the Thunder will win that series. Because the Thunder, even on their worst scoring days, they can score 90, 92, 94 points. So that to me is the key, is to make sure that you let the others do not get off. You do not want Luka to get off of that pick and roll or Kyrie to get off of the pick and roll, and they got those cutters with the big man and then PJ Washington and them, and then they're just going downhill on the Thunder. And then that's where the Thunder that's how the Thunder got blown out that time in February, or I think it was February. It was February, I think. You know, and again, it is what it is. The Thunder came off of a 3-game. This was their 4th game off of whatever. Like that, I don't care about all that. That team is young. They shouldn't have got blown out like that. But the key is to make sure that if Luka and Kyrie's going to get there, they're going to hit those hard shots. Lou Dort plays good defense on Luka to the point to where Luka's 15 for 28 or some shit like that. You got a good chance of winning the game and winning the series. But it's just going to come down to making sure that the others don't do anything. So I want to be wrong, but I just feel that the experience of Dallas will win this series. But it ain't gonna be no sweep, and it damn sure ain't gonna be no gentleman sweep. This series I believe is gonna go 6-7. If it goes to 7, then my Thunder's already way ahead of schedule as it is. They should be in the play-in. They shouldn't be the number 1 seed in the West at all, but they are. And yeah. But if they get past the Mavs, it's not going to be easy to go play them to play Denver or Minnesota. But I would then say, Minnesota looking unstoppable right now. But I would on that series, I would say the Thunder would beat them. Would be either one of them. I would, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Game 1's going to be special. It's good to see the Thunder back. You know, it's all good. But anyway, I know we got into the sports, so man, let's go ahead and get out of here. But Solo, where can they find you at? Oh man, Thunder up, baby. Let's go. Thunder up.
This man said bolt up. He's got it all mixed up.
No. Horns up and Rams up, baby. Not those. Those Ram horns up. Those Ram horns up. But the Texas, anything Texas, like I said, only thing good in Texas is the women and the food. That's it. Everything else in Texas can rest in piss. Let's go. All right, Red River Rivalry. You know what I'm saying? Red River Rivalry.
Yeah, they can't speak out in fucking Oklahoma.
We can take y'all women. That's one thing we can do. Texas women love us.
Y'all mushy mouth motherfuckers.
Boy, them Texas women love us, boy. We come out there, we step out there and take them, bring them back to the hut, and then take them back. Let's go.
Some of
them, matter of fact, some of them love us so much they stay. They come out here and say, "Woo, boy, that Oklahoma boy did me so good that I just gotta stay. I just stay here in Oklahoma." Let's go. Where can they find you at, Help Solo?
Y'all leaving them at the clinic. No, you lying. But anyways, you can find me a little bit later this evening. TSWS Gaming. Me and Pixel Bit are going to be on, but I sent Umbra and gave K-Mega an invite as well to hop on. We're not going to be on too long or whatnot. We're probably going to be kicking it for like hour and a half, just kind of talk about some of the stuff that's been going on and whatever. I like to make sure a little something's on my channel every Monday. So let's go ahead and get up out of here. But yeah, that's where you can find me a little bit later.
Excellent. All right, man. Yeah, we went way long today. It's all right, man. Yeah. It's all right. Love it though. Love it. Love the good sparring with Umbra. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate, of course, you know what I'm saying, Drawing TJ coming in here showing support, everybody coming through, Big Bad Mo, Stanley Francis, of course, Rain G4, Yobi, and so many others, man, you know what I'm saying, that came through. We definitely appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like, subscribe button, do all that, man, show support. Definitely. We'll be trying to have some fight night Tuesday, Yobi, you know what I'm saying, to go play some of these other fighters. Out there, and then maybe try to do it again Thursday if you got the time, but whatever. But yeah, we definitely going to keep that rolling. I do like doing that, so good stuff. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Check out the GRG podcast from Friday if you have not. You know what I'm saying, had a good show. And also, I did Fight Night Sunday. Sir X-Man, He beat me a few times. You know what I'm saying? Did me dirty on some few matches in Mortal Kombat, especially in Mortal Kombat 11. That damn fatality from Rambo was devastating. That broke my heart. That made me get the hell off of Raiden after that. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out there. Check that out on the Twitch channel, KMaker45, and then also, you know, on Twitter, X at KMaker4. So thank you guys so much. We are out. Peace.